Okay. Okay, here it is right there. That is our website, thelatinoslant.com, thelatinoslant.com. Go there right now. Sign up to our newsletter. I'm about to get ready to send out the 17th edition. The 17th edition of our newsletter. We feature everything that's going on our website, everything that's going on YouTube. We have writers, we have contributors, and it's really growing. We love to have you guys over there. We got a fun show tonight. We have in the house, not one, not two, not three, not one, not two, but three wonderful guest panelists. Oh, and here's our newsletter. I'll get to the panelists in a second. This is what you get in the newsletter. It's just a rundown of all that's happening, the hottest videos that we've had, and then also to our reviews written by Rosa Para. She does fantastic reviews, and yes, she loved Deadpool and Wolverine, so already I'm up one on any of the haters. Also, too, what we have are Slant News breaks every morning. We have a Slant News item on the website every morning. Okay, I got 3 minutes. I'm gonna take a break. I'll be right back. Okay, let's give a little love to the music. The band is called Tuanguero. Playing two songs from them. Fantastic band. And yes, I've already talked to them. We are going to do like a summer live show. Here are the clowns that are going to come on as a panel. You had Vex. You had another clown here, Max. These guys did not like the movie, whatever. You have my boy DA. He liked it. He liked it a lot. I know. Listen, it's a fun meme. We're having fun here. We're having fun, and we're almost what I got? Less than 2 minutes. Cool. Let's say hello to some people. All right, because in the chat there's a poll going on. Vote right now. We have Ace. We have Cajun. What's happening? Cajun Corey, Chinatsky, Melvin. Members of the channel, Visinger, Sup Amigos. Vex is, hiding. He's hiding. He's hiding in the chat. He's a little hider. Mrs. Sassy Sasquatch. Hola. Okay, cool. Early comers coming on in. We're also in live on X. We're live on X. MVP's in the chat as well. Que paso, Max? Good to have you here. Less than a minute to go. I'm going to come back with a Deadpool box office story. Little news, and then we'll get going here. ¿Qué más? Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to say hello. And it costs nothing to subscribe and like this stream. I'll be right back in a few seconds. Hey, what's happening, everybody? My name is Paulie. This is the Latino Slant. We're live every Tuesday night. And you know what? I'm going to bring Fletcher in really quick. You're going to have to give me a second.
Okay, here we go. So welcome, everybody, to the Latino Slant. We have great stuff on for today. We have some awesome guests in the back who are getting ready to jump in. And we also got a couple news items that we're going to let you know about. But Also, if you can help us out, please, and go to www.latinoslant when the stream is over, and please subscribe. It is free to do. It is awesome. And basically, we have great articles that are there almost every day. We got a new article coming out, and it's free to subscribe. You just go to thelatinoslant.com. New articles there all the time. Plus the stuff that Paulie sometimes wants to talk about, meaning the numbers, all the things that, kind of go behind the scenes. And also you got some old movies stuff that's coming out, some lucha stuff, man. It's some fun things right over there. So check it out. Check out the latinoslant.com. I want to say, everybody, what's up? What's up, Shanoski? Man, I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We got Cajun Corey. What's up? What's up? What's up? We got Melvin in the house. What's up, Melvin? Great to see you, man. Orville Nation in the house. Boom. That's what happened. So awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. And here's Paulie.
Hey, man. Yeah, I had two things I had to get to. Sorry about that. One was making sure my perros were safe.
Yep.
And two, the one of the fans was stuck, so I had to go fix that really quick. Okay, let's take off these glasses with that glare. Let's bring up one news item, and then we're going to get to
Los Wolverinos y los Deadpools.
Yeah.
All right.
Deadpool and Wolverine, as you know, opened up to a huge international box office weekend.
Yes.
And there we go.
Yeah.
Started again. Deadpool and Wolverine lands the 6th biggest opening of all time. Is that correct? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's surpassing all kinds of records. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's because people were saying it's going to be the number one like R-rated movie, but then they're like, now it's into like movies general,
and then it is R-rated. I mean, it's pretty raunchy.
And the thing is, not all the countries are in. All the numbers from different countries are in yet.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
So I want to make this really quick because this was brought up on Film Thread, and I appreciate Alan and Chris bringing it up. Although I think the conversation got really moved too quickly, and the point got lost. So I just want to bring up one point in regards to this feat here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just read this to you guys, okay? In regards to polling and tracking, because they put up the image of Grace Randolph and the stats. And already Chris Gore was like turned off. I get it. Here it shows how ethnically diverse audiences are. White moviegoers made up 43% of the ticket buyers. We're talking about the U.S. Latino market. All right. Latinos made up 30%, Black 13%, Asian 9%, Native American 5%. This is from post-track data. Okay, why is this important? 30% right there. And we cover this all the time. We are 19% of the population here in the United States. Whenever we over-index at films, you can guarantee that film is going to have a great box office opening. That's number one, right? So anytime, because you're going to have that general audience of Caucasian, white, whatever you want to call it, which is fantastic. Anytime you have the movie-going audience over-indexing, it's a hit. And weekend after weekend, we save the box office. We save Hollywood. We save big blockbuster movies. And I think the point got lost. And I'm not here to clarify anyone or correct anybody here, but the point got lost at Film Thread because, they're just like, well, what does that matter? Here's why it matters. We love a lot of stuff. Our tastes are very diverse. When I say our taste, the U.S. Latino movie-going audience, the number one demo that goes. Fletcher, we love it all.
Yep.
From movies like Mario Brothers to Sisu from last year, that independent, strange action movie from last year, to this year, weekend after weekend, it shows. When we don't show up, when the movie-going audience doesn't show up, the movie's not that much of a hit. Here is fantastic. I think all this is wonderful. I just want people to go and enjoy themselves. But the reason why I bring this up is because, as I said, our tastes are very diverse, and we do not need to see ourselves on the screen. Let me just say that one more time. We do not need to see ourselves on the screen to be seen, to enjoy ourselves. It shows in our taste. It reflects our modern, diverse, creative entertainment taste, and that's why I wanted to bring it up and why that's important. Now, should Hollywood, because of those numbers, reflect more Latinos in their films? Absolutely not. It's a different argument. That one doesn't equate the other. What happens though is that you'll see these activists grab these numbers, grab these facts, and they'll John Leguizamo it. Oh man, we're 19% of the population and we over-index every week, and you need to put us in front of the camera. Mamadas. Because you know what happens when that happens? We become a piñata, we become a diversity check, and we get sent back with the stereotypes 30 years. I don't like that stuff, Fletcher. I don't like that stuff, audience. So that's a different argument. Here, this is wonderful to see, Fletcher, bring Fletcher back.
Boom.
The diversity of this audience, but also to the diversity of our tastes. Go ahead if you want anything to say really quickly before I end this.
No, yeah, I agree. I think even like Tom has said, half his audience made up of Mexicans in the movie theater. I mean, we go see so many different diverse movies because our tastes are very diverse, and it shows. And just like you said, we don't need to see ourselves in it. You just have to, kind of respect us if you put us in there, though.
Yeah, it would be nice if you didn't do like the.
We're not on.
You know what? Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. It'd be nice if you didn't do a stereotype, with like a Mexican with a big mustache and a cool hat, walking around with Wolverine and say, "Hey, what's up? What's up, Deadpool, man? I saw you, man. I saw you with the." Putting down those fools, man. That was badass. Hey, whenever you need a help, whenever you need a ride, hey, just call me up. Hey, I'll help you out, eh?
Yeah, there was no Deadpool Mexican variant. What's up with that?
Anyways, we're about to bring in our panel, and I just wanted to bring that up. It's not a nothing burger. It's actually very important. It's actually very fascinating. Here's one more thing with that. The opposite can't happen either. Blue Beetle failed at the box office because only the Latino audience showed up. That was a big mistake. Their marketing effed up. They should have been marketing to everybody. Anyways, I can go on and on. If you guys are in the chat, make sure to comment. Make sure also to, Tom, throw us a super chat. We have a little goal that we're trying to get to, Fletcher, and we're a little short this month. So we need to get up there tonight. So tonight, I want to see $5, $10, $5, $10 super chats. This is start right now. Let's start right away. Okay, are we ready, Fletcher? Are you ready?
Boom, I'm ready.
He's broke, cabron. Jay Goodwin. Hey, the Cholo demographic is very important. Listen, the Cholo demographic, they're gonna go see everything from Deadpool to Avatar, eh? Especially if they have kids, eh?
That's for sure.
That's for sure.
If we're broke, we're going to matinee, I say.
We're going to matinee, Holmes.
Hide the tamales inside, the pockets and stuff.
Right? Put the pop and the tamales in the bag.
That's it. Okay. Put your jarritos in the sides.
Jarritos. Okay, are we ready to introduce the panel? Because we got to get into this.
Let's do it.
All right. Listen, I'm going to bring in the gentleman who hasn't been on the show yet. He's explosive. He's dynamic. He just kind of is just blowing people away with his hot takes. The DA, Derek. Hombre.
Ooh. Yo, what's up, Paulie? What's up, Fletcher? How you guys doing tonight, man? Great to hang out with you, man. Paulie, you're a gentleman and a scholar. Hope I'm not insulting you by saying that.
Wow.
I'm still waiting on that.
Real quick, before you say something, I think you hit on a really important point right there when you're talking about the Latino demographic going to movies, because, I'm in SoCal just like you. And in a lot of ways, the Latino demographic is kind of at the center of the country. It's like they're kind of like the mainstream of the country in a lot of ways because you got them in various states. You know, it's not like we're all like Latino folks are all clustered in one part of the country. They're pretty much everywhere. And you see them in the Midwest, New York, up north, here in SoCal, down south. And if you capture that demographic and capture that vibe with the Latino community, it's kind of like you're capturing the middle and the heart of the country. And when they over-index, that probably indicates that, hey, we got something on our hands. You know, if as long as, like you said, you're not like primarily focused on one thing, like with Blue Beetle, like you said, it was just kind of like slanted to that one demographic and really not
the marketing
something for
was
everybody.
horrible. The marketing was absolutely
it really
horrible.
was. But yeah, I think that's a good point that you make about it, is that when you see certain demographics over indexed, it kind of may indicate something about the movie. I've never really studied that, but I'm actually going to start looking into it a little bit more because it makes a lot of sense. You know, like I said, just from what I know, you know, and like you said, you're like, what is it? What were you saying? Like 19% of the overall?
We're over
country?
90% of the population here in the United States, like 61 million, something like that. And then, we do this almost every week. As far as, you know, there's a big hit, we go over the demographics because we think it's fascinating stuff. And in week in, week out, it's called Post Track Cinema Score.
Post Track data.
That's the company that does that. And I was on. I went to go see the Ungentlemanly Warfare movie a few months ago, the Henry Cavill one. Right. And they were there, and they they give us a little stub, the contract, whatever, cinema score, and you just pop, you know, like you know, what you know, however you want to, you know. Thank God they don't say Latinx, but but it's fascinating stuff, and in no way, but the activists, like I said, will commandeer those numbers and say you need to give us more jobs. It's like that's a whole different. I don't agree.
Yeah, that's a different conversation.
Different conversation. All right, my man. Well, I appreciate you saying that. Now let's bring in first time on the show as well. He's big, he's handsome, and he's a vet. So we got to salute this brother, Max MVP.
Hey, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me, man. It's so funny that you mentioned that earlier. The Hispanic community here in my part of Southern California, I do, like, every time you go to like WonderCon in Anaheim, or every time that you are in like SoCal, I see Venom and Deadpool. Those are like the biggest characters, bro. And I don't know, but like that is. Oh, and I think Punisher, maybe Punisher and Spider-Man too.
Punisher, like the t-shirts and the hats, just walking around, you know, like walking around clothes, like normal everyday gear. You see the homies just wearing that stuff.
Dude, great fans. It's so rad. Oh, huge fans of this stuff. But so it's pretty cool to see the turnout. But I will say thank you again for having me on the show tonight. Your chat, your fans, they may not like me, but that's okay, because that's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to push back, and you know, we're gonna have some fun. It's gonna be good.
I'll just correct you really quickly. We're Slantinos, and we're, you know, everyone's welcome here, man. So that's it.
I appreciate it.
Even because we know we're starting a political show. You know, even then, you know, it's like, you know, all right, chat, keep it cool.
Yep.
Look they love you, man. Look at Hail Max. Hail.
Sweet. Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. Well, yeah. All right. Well, then gloves are off, baby.
No, all right. Now we I think everyone's that's the whole panel, Fletcher, right?
Yeah, I think that's it.
That's it. Yeah. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. What's going on? Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy.
I was gonna say I could go to bed then, because I'm done, man. If you don't want me here, that's all good.
Wait a minute. What is brown magic bonus hole? That is disgusting.
I'm just trying to be politically correct, man. I'm trying not to offend people. So I have nothing to say about Latino cinema goers. I think that's actually pretty awesome. I've never really heard those statistics. I am in commie Canada, so the type of brown we get are the tandoori kind or the 9/11 kind. So they don't really do much of anything up here.
It looks like Tom wants to come on. Yeah, no.
Are you coming on, Tom?
We'll get him on. We'll get him on. And I know he saw the movie. The thing is that weren't you just streaming? So I don't know. This Tom is like a machine. He can just stream and stream and stream.
Man, when does this guy sleep, man? He's on.
When does he sleep? See, then Andre gets mad at me. Mike, Mexican Iron Man, gets mad at me. You know.
Yeah. The next Nosferatu starring Tom editing.
Picking on you, Paulie. I love you too, brother Tom. Okay, Vex, you've been on the channel. You've been on the channel before. We've duked it out over Blue Beetle. You're always wrong, but we still love having you back. You are brown, and yet you are, you're kind of like an enigma, kind of like Kamala Harris.
Don't ever compare me to Kamala Harris again, or
say,
I'm blocking you on everything.
No.
Don't ever do that again.
Them are fighting words.
He's a Tamil, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's Tamil.
Those are actual fighting words right there. I don't care about Deadpool and Wolverine. Those are fighting words, sir.
Vex,
Cold, bro.
Hey,
you
man,
were
that might be the coldest. But you know what? That deserve. Yeah, might be the coldest, Derek. Do I call you Derek or do I call you the DA? I mean,
whatever. It don't matter. Either way, it works.
You know, that might be the cause. I think I just took you down, Vex. That was a good takedown. Let's show you Street Fighter style. Give me them donuts.
Production.
I'm gonna take you down. Take you down. All right. So you have some sort of. Are we gonna get into this? Yes.
If you want, I have opening arguments. I don't know if anyone else wants to make their opening arguments first.
No. I think we're gonna let you do the Mrs. Sassy's been waiting for the slideshow.
Okay.
So, really quickly,
yes.
we do have a membership. What do you call it? Comment from Dan Crane. Great member. He always throws down. I love that. I got to tell you something. She said, "Call me Canada." This is very much a capitalist friendly channel. Dan, I love it when you give money, brother. I love it when you send those PayPals. I just got to say that, man. I ain't trying to hate. All right. So listen, we got to keep them lights on. Brother Derek, man, struggle's real, man. My three amigos, Paulie Fletcher and the awesome DA. Yes, he is awesome. He is awesome, man. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much for your love and support. Okay, I think that's it for right now. Are we ready, Fletch? What's going on?
I think we're ready, and we're waiting for this great presentation that.
Oh, okay, all right. Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt while you were talking to the chat. That would be rude.
No. We're just. I think we're caught up. Everyone's like, "Viva capitalism!" Absolutely, 100%. We got our first super chat, $5. Okay, let's duplicate that by 10, and then I'll be happy. Then I'll stop bugging you, chat. I'll stop bugging you. Cajun Corey for $5. Vix. Did you need to call Joshy a translate gambit? LOL, representation matters, you all. What?
What? I'm even confused by that as well. I don't know what he's talking about.
Did you need to call Joshy?
Wow.
I think. Okay, Cajun, do me a favor. Type it. You don't have to do another super chat. Just type what you meant in the chat. We'll pick it up.
I think what he meant to say was, did he need Vex to translate Gambit? Because Cajun Corey is like, he's got that Cajun accent.
Oh my God. You're not a minion. Which I thought was one of the funniest lines.
Some of it was actual gibberish because I was able to pick up on most of it, and then their lines are just like, okay, now you guys are intentionally fucking around with the audience on some of
Remy. Oh my God, I loved him. Oh my God, get out of here. Cajun Corey, thank you so much. That deserves a Ahsoka lowrider.
The lowrider is a little higher.
All right, we're going to start this now. 70 people live in the combined chats on X and here on our YouTube. The DA, MVP, Fletcher, and Vex is going to get this going What do we have here, Vex?
Okay, well, you said that we could have, or I could have an opening statement because you sent an email. So I decided to put my Mint Google Slides talents to work. Okay. So
Wait, Vex,
before,
I
yes,
I agree with you, but already is this Comic Sans?
yes, it is. It
Ooh,
seems
okay.
comic book
All right.
appropriate.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
it's already like I'm already like this negative. I got
that's cold.
That's cold.
I'm a
That's cold.
professional, guys. Okay, come on. Okay, so
Everybody's
let's
like,
go. All right.
what?
What is
What?
this?
What?
The heck?
Okay, again, these are
Oh
just
my
my
God.
opening statements because I know that you gave us kind of a rundown of what you wanted to cover. So I'm briefly just going to open touching on those. So this was a fun movie in the theater, but realistically and objectively, and probably statistically, this blew harder than a horror at a Tijuana donkey show. I think we all need to be honest with ourselves on that, okay?
Oof.
So
Vex, I resemble that last statement. Go on.
okay, the plot. This movie had a Marvel's level plot, and I hate to say it, but that movie actually had a better script working for it than this did. Okay. Again, these are
Wow.
just brief opening statements. We can unpack them later as we get into the discussion.
No, yeah. Each person on the panel will have a chance to rebut.
Mm-hmm. Member berries, this entire movie was just don't think about anything. Just enjoy the key jangling and consume everything that we give you, even if it's to the detriment of many other characters and plot lines that have happened within both the X-Men universe and the MCU. Okay. I can appreciate fan service. I'm not opposed to it, but honestly, for most of the time, I thought Gambit was just Jeff, like Jeff from fucking Jump, like 22 Jump Street.
Wow.
That's all I really heard and saw. Okay.
Wow.
Why do you
There's
hate
more
people
to
from
that.
Quebec?
This is
Vex?
rough, man. This
Have
is
you
rough.
met people from Quebec? Hold on. All right. It's sometimes fan service is again also to the detriment of everything else in your film. Endgame especially had this problem too. Fandom
What?
critics, I just like to I don't know what you meant by this, so I just kind of assumed that you meant like critics on all sides of the fandom. Source material is not always the greatest. I don't like that as an argument that, oh, this happened in the source material. There were lesbians in the original Sailor Moon manga, doesn't translate well into the anime or the movies whatsoever, so they left it out. Sometimes it doesn't always work, guys, okay? And most importantly, this movie ultimately doesn't matter like the rest of Phase 4. All right.
Wow.
So,
wow.
some things to clarify, okay? Box office success does not mean that it's a good movie. Look at Avatar, okay? Comic book lore, I don't think that is important when it comes to good filmmaking. If you're making a film, then you should be making it using the elements and building blocks of film. The source material is a source, but it shouldn't be the thing that I need to go back and research in order to understand and appreciate your film. I see a lot of people say that just, it's fun. Deadpool isn't a serious character. I would say, and that, yeah, it doesn't matter that it's silly and that it had a lot of cameos. I reject that defense of this film because Deadpool 1 and 2, even though 2 I think was, definitely a step down from 1, those actually tried to have a good narrative and a good plot and good character developments. Just because you had fun in the cinema, look, I'm all for people having fun in the cinema. No one can ever take that away from you. But that doesn't mean that it was a good movie that you saw either. Okay? And turning off your brain to appreciate this, I also reject that as a defense. So in summation, that's just a very brief touch and overview of some of the points. Thank you very much.
Bravo.
Applause.
Well done, Vex. Well done.
Applause.
Bravo.
Well said.
Wow. Okay, so why don't we go with Derek? Is there anything you'd like to say? And we'll start with the first point of the plot. Look,
let me start off by saying this. I enjoyed this movie immensely. I had a great time in the theaters, and I think a lot of other people had a great time in the theaters because that's what this movie was meant to be. It is a crowd pleaser. Its job is to please the people. So it's great at what it's trying to do. I think honestly, when you look at how this thing was put together and written, and I'm guessing obviously, but they accomplished what it is that they wanted to accomplish. They said, hey, we're here to please the people. I'm figuring somewhere through the writing of the script and everything, they realized, okay, look, there's things that are working. There's things that are not working in this script. Let's kind of punctuate and highlight what is working and what does, seem to be coming together. And let's just kind of limit the weaknesses that this script is having. So I say 3 things that this film is. It's a Deadpool, Wolverine buddy movie, buddy cops, 2 guys on a mission together, beefing, fighting, arguing with each other. I think it's that. Number 2, it's just beat them up, blow them up, shoot them up action, which I love. That's all me, okay? All day long, back in the 80s, that's what we got. We got nothing but Schwarzenegger, Rambo type stuff, and it was just pure fan service. It was just for fun, and we enjoyed that. So I think it worked on that level, and then it's cameo porn. That's the third thing that this film was. So I think what the filmmakers did is they said, hey, let's just highlight the stuff that's actually working. Deadpool and Wolverine, Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman absolutely work. Let's punctuate that relationship and let those guys just, really take up most of the screen time, and let's enjoy that. All right. The plot pretty much serves as a reason just to get those guys to talk together, fight together, or whatever the case may be. And then, of course, the fights, the grand finale fight, if you want to call it, whether it's the guys at the compound in the void or it's the Deadpools that are fighting together, all of that stuff is great. All right. Again, just beat them up, blow them up, slash them up, blood letting everywhere. Again, it's a crowd pleaser. That's what these guys are trying to accomplish. I don't the filmmakers came in any way, shape, or form and
really
said
quick, Derek. Just some eyes on the plot. Then we'll go to the next, So
well, that's my point. Is that I don't think I agree with the plot. I agree with the plot arguments. I don't think that the film needs a rock solid plot in order for it to please people. It's a crowd pleaser. That's its job. Its job is to please the audience. And so as long as you're doing that, you're good. You've pleased the audience. People left out of the theaters buzzing. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's saying, oh man, look at this part, that part. That's what you want coming out of a theater, especially if you're the MCU and you have just been on a losing streak. They needed a win. I don't think they wanted to overthink Deadpool and Wolverine. They just said, hey, look, whatever happened in the first draft of the script, I guarantee you, they saw the problems immediately, to Vex's point, and they said, you know what? Let's just back out of this. Okay, let's back out of this. This plot doesn't work. It really doesn't work. It's a very simplistic story, and the way I see it is that the plot is just in service of getting all of this other stuff to work. The cameos, obviously, the action, and then Deadpool and Wolverine. So that's just my initial thoughts on why this thing, in my opinion, worked.
Love it. Okay, Max.
Oof. Okay. So for me, I think everyone can at least objectively say that the plot is extremely convoluted and very dissenting. It doesn't make sense, and it's narratively it is kind of broken. And I think that was one of the reasons why I didn't have fun. Because the constant retort that I hear from people is that, well, at least I was entertained, or at least I had fun, but I left the movie and I didn't have fun. I wasn't that entertained. I wasn't clapping and smiling and laughing because my brain kept saying that shouldn't work, or why did that character do that thing, or how does that plot point come into this? So for example, an anchor being, Paulie, how are we doing with spoilers?
Oh yeah. I mean, don't worry. Yeah, go for it, guys.
Spoil
if you
away.
haven't seen the movie, I'm sure you've already been spoiled on social media, and on YouTube. Yeah, go for it, bro.
So for me, one of the main plot points is that there is an anchor being within the universe, which basically means that if that anchor being dies, the universe will then die with it. But at the end of the movie, the anchor being is still not brought back to life. And one of the main points was that you cannot just merely replace an anchor being. But at the end of the movie, sure enough, the anchor being gets replaced and no one says anything about it. Of course, like I said, there are many plot points like that don't make sense or that contradict each other, which are reasons why I didn't feel like I really got the full amount of this film that I wish I could have enjoyed. What the film likes to do as well is they will introduce something like they'll do a meta commentary where Deadpool will say something like, Are you talking about gratuitous cameos? I believe that was one of the lines that he's talking to the TVA about. Or he, at the beginning of the film, he says, I bet you're wondering how we're going to do this film without desecrating the corpse of Wolverine or Logan. Well, we're not. And to me, that just felt like a cop out. It felt like, hey, audience, we know what you guys want and we know what you guys like, but we're going to subvert it anyway. And we're just going to do something completely different. And that was the constant theme throughout the entire film and the entire plot was, hey, don't you guys like this thing? Or don't you guys not like this thing? Well, we're just going to do it anyway. And that was extremely frustrating for me. So those are some of the things about the plot that I did not necessarily enjoy.
Muted.
You're muted.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So in regards to Vex and MVP's take on the plot, not the DA.
May I?
Here's what
May I? I
yes.
have a little add to MVPs as
No,
well.
no. They
No?
listen. Hey,
No?
you want to do
Okay.
this open argument shit and all this? We're gonna start. Are we gonna start
Well, no,
throwing
there's-
down and interrupting?
Wait, we got a
there's
tag
one
team.
I
She's
didn't
got to
even
back me up.
Wait, we're going. I didn't even get to say my thing. Then how about after I do my thing? Then
Oh
you can
yeah,
do
yeah,
yours?
yeah. Let him speak.
Okay, fine. That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
God, you broke my thing, Wolverine. Okay, here's my rebuttal to both of you guys. What I think.
I mean, you are a ridiculous, immature, half-wit moron.
Boo.
All right, and Vex.
Just one. Yeah, this movie doesn't establish any sort of stakes in its plot, and that is, I think, the biggest problem with it overall. So when you look at Deadpool 1, the obvious thing was, oh, Wade's dying of cancer. He ends up becoming a mutant. Then it's to defeat Ajax so he can kind of cure himself and be back with the woman he loves. Then the second movie, it's like he wants to become a father. He loses the woman he loves. He ends up serving a bigger purpose as being a guide for a child that is about to lose his way, kind of deal. And he finds his own family. With here, there isn't really a clear villain. There isn't a clear antagonist. It's just, I need to drop these specific plot beats into the film at certain points so that this can happen or this can happen. And it doesn't actually all tie together.
Well, I think there's a stake here. You have the destruction of his entire universe. Like, that was the whole reason he was doing what it is that he was doing. And in that case, the TVA was the villain because he was trying to stop the TVA from doing what it is that they wanted them to do. Because remember, I forget his name, but Paradox or whatever. He's trying to speed run. He wants Deadpool to just speed run the end of his universe, and put these people out of their misery quickly rather than having it play out over 2,000 years. And so that's what Deadpool's, motivation was, to do everything that it is that he did. Again, I think it's very thin in terms of what the plot is. And I think they really wanted to focus on the characters more than they wanted to build out this like intricate plot. So they just gave him, hey, this is what you want to do. All right, cool. Let's get Deadpool and Wolverine together and let's have fun. That's basically what this entire movie is, in my opinion.
If I can just add to that, and I thought about, I've seen it twice, and then Tom had brought it up in his argument, was that also too the villain, because of breaking the fourth wall, because of this convention of storytelling that Ryan and them have been doing with the Deadpool movies, the villain is Disney. The villain is Marvel.
Yeah.
The killing of 20th Century Fox's IPs, the killing of all those movies and their run, and in the mishandling of their own properties since then, since probably Endgame. So I don't know what you've seen. I don't know what you watched, Vex, but the stakes were incredibly high. And also too, Cassandra Nova was really interesting. I really dug that character. So I think there was a lot going. I thought there was a lot going on. It's all right. I thought there was a lot going on. The stakes were very clear. If you didn't enjoy yourself, that's a you problem. And I think you need to maybe.
Cassandra Nova is a legitimate villain. I actually liked her, and I wish that they had eliminated the whole TVA plot altogether and just focused on her, because they built her up as very formidable. And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, She's nice because Wolverine said a few words to her after she spent a lifetime literally fucking people over, and also just took like 6 bullets to the chest. Like the film kind of steps on itself in order for, again, this plot beat to happen. In terms of the TVA stakes, so this is this is where I feel that even that is the whole saving the universe thing doesn't matter, because the MCU films, right? The Disney MCU films all take place on Earth 616, right? That's been confirmed by a few films. All of the Fox stuff, like the X-Men properties, that takes place in Earth 10,005. But when Wade goes back to reverse the events of Deadpool 2, he creates an alternate version of Earth 10,005, which means that the timeline that is dying, the original 10,005, he's not even part of that world anymore, and all the people that he cares about are in the duplicate 10,005. So why would he care about saving a dying universe that actually has no emotional or just even physical value to him anymore, when even he fucked off from it?
Plus, when he
because
sorry, go ahead,
he
Vex.
Go ahead,
Did
Max.
he
No, go
leave
ahead.
that universe? Did he leave the 10,000 whatever universe?
He creates
good?
an alternate timeline by reversing the events of Deadpool 2. So he's not in the original 10,005. But the original one is the one that Paradox is saying is dying out. So why would he care about that universe if, again, the Vanessa
Well,
that he wants, the friends
Yeah,
that
I
he
get what
wants
you're
is in the
saying. Yeah, but
alternate?
in his head, that's the universe he cares about. The one that he came from, the one that the TVA stole him from. So from our outside looking in, maybe, but from the character standpoint, he cares about that universe, and that's why he's doing everything it is that he's doing.
Why did he stay there then?
Why did he stay where in his
Why
universe?
didn't he stay?
He,
Yeah,
he
why didn't
became
he
a
stay in
car
the original one?
salesman or whatever, and he's hanging out with his friends. He gave up, being Deadpool because he couldn't become an Avenger, and so he just decides, hey, this is my life now, and he's finding some peace and solace with that. But I don't
Purpose.
think I think from the standpoint of Deadpool, the character, Deadpool absolutely believes in what it is that he's doing. He feels it. I guess if you have to rock with what Deadpool is going through at that moment and see it through his eyes. He cares. Whether we understand why he cares or not, that's a storytelling problem, definitely. But I would say that he absolutely cares about the stakes involved of losing his entire universe and all the people that he cares about. I think he absolutely cares about that stuff.
But again, the people he cares about are in an alternate version, so it doesn't matter if the original dies out. And Paradox is
That ain't
willing
the way
to
he
pluck-
see it. The character never at any point in time led us to believe that he doesn't care about the stakes that are involved, or he doesn't care about the people in that universe. He absolutely cares about.
The people he cares about are no longer in that universe. That's what I'm trying to get across.
I get what you're saying. I know. I understand what you're saying from that standpoint, because you're looking at it from an audience's perspective. But get inside the character's head. Is that how the character is viewing this situation? No, he's not. He's viewing this like, these are my guys. These are my people. These are my friends. They're at a birthday party at the beginning. They're hanging out and enjoying, each other's company. And, he's, struggling, trying to, hey, maybe I need to make amends, and all of this. He's going through all of this. These are real feelings that I saw and believed in when it came to this character. I don't think that he's like, I don't really care about these people. No time did I feel that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. I just wanted to respond.
Let's get Max in here.
Okay.
Just real quick, and then I want to hear what Vex has to say. He did interview at the Avengers mansion in Earth 616. He was fully ready to leave 10,005. Like if he wanted to be an Avenger, and you even see the watch that he's wearing when he's talking to Happy Hogan, if he got into the Avengers, he would fully leave 10,005. At least that's what I got from the film, because he was fully ready to give everything up in order to be an Avenger. That's what I took, but I don't know if I may be wrong on that. So when people are saying like, oh, yes, he cares about his friends, but moving universes, I think he totally would have effed off in the 10,005 universe to go to the sacred timeline if it meant that he could be an Avenger. But what were you going to say, Vex? I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to respond to Tom's comment there. No, I got that they wanted to pluck him out of his original timeline. But again, he had already left the original timeline he was a part of. I got that already. Trust me, I got that. It just, Wade's motivation doesn't make sense when, again, he's not in that original one anymore. They still want to move him. He's already fucked off from that original one. The people he love are in an alternate one. and again, like Max mentioned, he was ready to go to the sacred timeline if the Avengers affected him.
But you know
So
what?
it's just like, as a character, it doesn't make sense to me when, again, like this has been something core that's to Wade Wilson and every other movie that we've seen him in, is that where home is basically what he'll defend, and that's usually where Vanessa is, and she's not in that original world anymore.
I also just want to say, I think as a through line, as a thread of all these Deadpools, they all, Wade's, they all have that same desire. So I think it works. I had no problem with it. That's a lot of thinking, Bex.
Listen,
That's your brain working. That's her brain working.
I went into this just thinking, oh, this will be like Deadpool 1 and 2, right? But I came out of it just thinking, like, I feel like I've been insulted, like I'm too stupid for Disney Marvel to give me a semi-decent plot. That's really how I felt. Like, it felt like, oh, here's a bunch of it's like skits that we had in mind, and here's how we can tie in all of these characters that people had loved, and how we can get Hugh and Ryan to really, have that chemistry flourish on screen. But then it's really like it moves so quickly that there's never any time for you to actually just like stop and absorb it. And then when you think about it, it's kind of like, do they really think I'm an idiot? Is that why they've given me what they've given me?
The plot is like, in one word, it's insecure. Because it moves so quickly, it doesn't even trust itself. It's like constantly just moving to the next thing because it doesn't want you to think, because it knows that if you are to try and like, wait a second, what, it just like, oh nope, next scene. So it's really quick, and it just kind of pushes you through.
That's why I was saying at the beginning that it's just the plot is just in service of what it is that they were trying to accomplish. This plot, if you think too hard about it, it's going to look. I even said, hey, the story was good. I enjoyed it at the beginning. And then when I started thinking about it, I'm like, no, the story really doesn't work. And again, that's because the story, the entire plot is just in service of getting Deadpool and Wolverine together, having a lot of action and having a lot of cameos and just having a lot of fun. That's it. And so they didn't spend a lot of time trying to iron out all of the wrinkles in the plot. They just didn't care. They said, hey, people are here to enjoy Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman together. And that's why everybody flocked to theaters to see it, because look, we don't really need to spend a lot of time on the plot. We need to get into Deadpool and Wolverine hijinks. We need to have fun. That's basically what they tried to do. And if you come at it from that perspective, you're going to have fun. If you come at it from, all right, man, this plot doesn't make sense. Yeah, I completely agree. It doesn't make sense. And you're probably not going to have a lot of fun with this movie.
I think it's kind of a, oh, sorry, go ahead, Paul.
No. I wanted to move on, but go ahead, because I want to like read some comments, but let's put a wrap on this one.
I guess my last thing would be, I totally understand that the plot is just kind of in service to get the two guys together, but we can have higher standards and say, what if we got a great plot? I think it would have elevated the movie, right? And so I think that's, to me, why this was such a missed opportunity, is like, we could have had, and I think what people say is, well, Max, it's just a Deadpool movie. Who cares? It's just a Deadpool movie. And I'm like, who says that we can't have a well-written Deadpool movie? Is that like too hard to ask, or am I having too high of standards? And so I think that's what is kind of a disservice to the film and to writing and to us as fans, is like, we need to hold ourselves and these studios to a higher standard. Because imagine a great Deadpool and Wolverine movie that's also written exceptionally well. And we just didn't get that, unfortunately. So
yeah. Agreed.
You got nothing to say, mouth?
All right, guys. You guys in the chat are doing great. Thank you so much for being here. Combined over 90 people checking us out on X and on YouTube. Muchísimas gracias. Mike has bad knees. Member for 14 months. When Vex doesn't like something, you're going to know every finite detail of why she doesn't like it.
You know what? I just don't like that people say, oh, sorry.
No. Let me get through a couple, and then you can really, you can offend my chat. Rogue Thinker. Wow, she didn't get it all. Women shouldn't be allowed to watch movies.
Based.
That makes a lot.
especially Canadian women.
Oh, Canadian brown women.
Yeah, that's it.
She used Comic Sans. Don't encourage this.
Uh-oh.
All right. Baza the Great. This movie is like going to Dairy Queen for a blizzard. You're not there for the nutrition. Come on, Baza. X-Wing. Look at all these beautiful people. What's up?
What's up,
The Board
X?
King. If this is true, the Barbie and Avatar are good movies. If this is true, then Barbie and Avatar are good movies. All right. All right. Okay, you want to say anything there, Vex?
No, I just wanted to point out, I very much dislike when people just say, "Oh, I liked a film," but then they can't explain it to you. So whenever I say I like or dislike something, I like to tell you why. There should be reason to the madness. That's all.
Cannoli, hello, people. Another Marvel Disney misfire. This movie wasn't good. DK Bones, I enjoy the movie. I really didn't think too much into it.
That's the point. Yeah.
Cyfax, the stakes are his universe is wiped from existence. Joker Tack Fetak. Hello there. It doesn't do a good job of showing Deadpool's universe in danger. They just showed some light on a TVA monitor.
Yeah, that's a fair criticism. They should have went a little bit deeper into his people, his friends, and everything, in danger, dying off, or maybe disappearing out of a picture like Back to the Future or something. They needed to show something to show what Deadpool was doing, because then after that moment at the beginning, he's just off on an adventure with Wolverine, and that's really all they did. So they never tied it back into the stakes, So that's a fair point.
Melvin, trust me, bro. It's trust me, bro. Writing. They'll explain bugger all, but want us to accept it anyways. Bugs Bunny has a better plot. Oh, Melvin, come on now. Thunderduck. Its scenes are great, but together with little plot. Oh, y'all killing me. Vex, stop with the Canadian on Canadian hate. That's true.
Wait, who's the other Canadian?
True. Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, I got no problem with him. It's okay.
Ryan Reynolds, dog. I like Ryan Reynolds, but I don't like Deadpool. Oh, Ray J. Okay. Kirk Larkin, gracias for subscribing. Thank you so much. And thank you for those great comments. We're here on the Latino Slant. How we doing in the poll, Fletcher?
We're doing pretty good, actually, on the poll.
Okay.
I think that we had like over 50 votes already.
Nice.
Let's see. So we have 58 votes. We have number one. It's best movie ever, Pink Unicorns. Number four is number second one. We got Wolverine at Home. And number three, I'm in the middle of the multiverse. And the last one, disappointed. What of it, Bub? At 15%.
Nice. All right, so let's move on, guys. Bringing up member berries in a lot of these films, it's pretty obvious. How did you guys feel about member berries in this film?
More like dingleberries. No.
Oh my God. Nice.
It's weird because I mean you look at my nerd statues behind me. I love this stuff. So there's like a part of me where like I see Wesley Snipes walk onto the screen, and like I'm just fully bricked up as a nerd. I'm like ready for this moment. Seeing Hugh Jackman, I mean, these guys have such a love for these characters, and you are so infatuated with the fact that they are finally on screen in their comic book accurate uniforms. However, I hate to say this, but it just felt a little heartless. I would have liked more characterization and more time with those characters, those Fox characters. And I don't think that they were treated as well as they could have been. I wish that their motivation was not just one last hurrah, quote unquote legacy. When I don't think they executed that as well as they could have. I loved that action scene. Like seeing Gambit on screen finally is like amazing. And his usage of his powers is just like chef's kiss. It's beautiful. And Channing Tatum, coming from a dancer background, is able to perform those moves like just so eloquently. And Wesley Snipes still's got it. Like he's still like whacking people in the head and stuff. It's awesome. But after the fight, it was just kind of heartless and empty. And I didn't really feel the impactful, meaningful moments that I was really hoping for with some of the member berries, if
Mhm.
that were. So that's my thought.
All right. Anyone else?
I'll go next. I loved it, man. I loved all the cameos. I loved every last bit of them, man. I had so much fun. That was my favorite part of the movie, when they finally got to the little house, and then you had Elektra, you had Blade, you had Gambit, and you had X-23. I loved every piece of that, and the fact that they just didn't just have them pop up on the screen and didn't work them into the plot or into the story somehow, but they actually let them be a part of the story was the best part, because a lot of us expected cameos and we thought, all right, we're just going to get some cameos, something like we got with the Henry Cavill cameo, where it's just there, he pops in, he pops out, he's done, or even so much like with the Human Torch, which wasn't a bad cameo, but that was really brief as well. Just kind of came and went. But they actually got to talk. I mean, especially when Wolverine is talking to X-23, that was like a tender moment. I thought that all of that stuff worked perfectly. So to me, that was one of the highlights of the movie. Like I said, the Deadpool Wolverine, the action and the violence, and then the cameo porn. I loved it. Okay. I will eat that stuff up all day long, because to me, it brought me right on back to early 2000s movies and seeing all of these characters right before the comic book genre really got it going, right before superhero movies really started becoming like as big as they are now. All of those characters, we were, struggling along watching, Elektra, and watching some of these, movies. That's what it reminded me of. It's just like, oh, wow, look how far we've come along this comic book journey. And so now we're getting these great old school characters that we loved back in the day, and we never got a proper Gambit, using his powers and showing off what he can do. So that was dope. I loved every piece of that.
What was that Gambit? Gambit from, was it Taylor Kitsch?
We didn't get Taylor Kitsch. We got, but I'm talking about like him using his powers.
I know,
showing
but the
Gambit
first
in his
actor
full
from
glory,
from
in
a
full
few years
regalia.
ago. That was Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah, we got
right?
him. That was Taylor Kitsch. Yeah, I was man. That wasn't good. That wasn't good at all.
Whack.
But yeah, so yeah, for me, I loved it, man. It's one of the highlights for me. Was the cameos and all the old callbacks, and then other characters. You had Sabretooth, and you had what's her name, Pyro and Toad, and it's just like, yeah, I love it, man. I had a blast.
Okay, I'm gonna regret it, Vex.
Max also doesn't like this movie. Hold on, why are you coming after me, bro?
I came after Max.
I got the face. I'm doing the nice pool. Where he's like, why did you not wear a mask? And he just goes, come on. He just points to his face. No, I'm kidding.
I didn't mind them. Like, I think I was lucky enough that I avoided spoilers before going into the movie. But like for many months, remember that there were always teases about this character maybe coming back or that character. So some of them, they didn't really surprise me. I guess I was kind of disappointed mainly with Blade's cameo. Simply so. The whole legacy thing that they tried. Hold on, I'm going to explain it though. Okay, because I love Blade.
How dare you?
Hold on. Don't say that before I.
How dare you?
But it's one of the best jokes that you can't die, except it's on all of us.
Go on.
So, there's this whole overarching thing of like these characters want to leave a legacy behind because.
Oh, what happened? Fletcher, what happened?
Got booted, huh?
She got booted?
Oh no.
What happened?
She had such great takes.
All right, let's carry on.
She was a little long-winded anyway. Let's keep the. Oh, hey, what's up, Vex?
Hey. You Canadian healthcare system, her?
So you're saying you're going to attend the Zoom conference for Indian women for Kamala. That's what you're saying.
Never, no, never. So yeah, there's this.
Go on, my friend.
They want this legacy because Fox has cut them off, kind of, right? They've kind of done a disservice to the character and the impact they'd had. So Blade, if you guys remember, he had 3 movies and he also had a TV series back in 2006. So he had a complete arc, and even at the end of Blade Trinity, it's even straight alluded to in the closing dialogue that this is the legacy he leaves behind, that he defeated Dracula and he is the ultimate vampire killer. So for him to have this whole like, oh, I need to leave a legacy now, I was just like, question mark. Because that made me think two things: that A, this script was very rushed, and B, a lot of the cameos were strictly dependent on who they could afford and sign on to do a cameo. Because then the other problem with that is, even though they all do, like, I liked that fight with all of them, and yeah, it was very cool to see Gambit in proper action. But then they want to leave a legacy, but they do it in a place that's at the end of time. So no one will carry on that legacy for them.
They will be forgotten.
Yeah. So it's just, it's again, that kind of ties into a plot issue, but it felt that you're kind of doing a disservice. Like, also the fact that Pyro was able to just kind of suck the flames out of Johnny Storm
Oh yeah.
didn't make sense whatsoever. Again, it's an instance where you can tell, oh, this is who we could get, so we got to try and work it
So
in
we're trying to
somehow.
make sense in the void, in the trash, in the garbage. Okay, all right, gotcha. All
Well,
right, go on.
come on. If your
We're trying
characters
to
are
make
all
sense of
gonna
their
leave,
powers.
but if
Okay.
your characters are all going to leave a legacy, why would you try and make them leave a legacy in a place that no one can leave a legacy, like,
Let
that
me
no
just
one's going
stop.
to know
Let me
about?
I'm liberal to a point. All right. I put them on so I can take them off.
Blade's the only one I had a problem with. Yeah, there you go.
Blade cameo is probably one of the greatest cameos in cinematic history, period.
I just didn't like what they did to the character.
No,
That's all. I love seeing him on screen, but didn't like what they did to the character.
All right. You gonna keep interrupting me? You gonna keep interrupting me? Vex, I cannot tell you how emotionally satisfying everything that Wesley brought to his scenes and the dialogue he was saying, which also connected to what he was posting on his Twitter the last few months. Pure, brilliant, genius, stamped, approved, move on. I mean, it was everything. It was everything. It was also a strong connection back to Ryan Reynolds and Wesley Snipes. I can't speak highly enough of it. What is wrong with you, Vex? That is
There's
just like
nothing wrong.
that is just pure cinematic enjoyment at this point. And anything he said was just, there was just laugh and love after laugh and love. I mean, come on, man. And then he goes in, of course, the great line where he says, "I'm the only Blade, and I will always be the only Blade."
Yep.
And then Ryan Reynolds looks.
That was one of the best jokes of the movie, by the way. I like that.
Awesome,
Yeah.
man. That was awesome.
So I got to tell you, man. I got to tell you, I'm very disappointed in you, Vex.
Hold on.
I do have.
Go ahead, Max. Go ahead.
I do have a question for Paulie though.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're saying that, like, the meta aspect of, like, because Blade was posting all this crap on Twitter, right, and being like, man, they can't even film a Blade movie, and I'm the only Blade, and his interaction with Ryan Reynolds on the Blade set. What about the kids in the film? Yeah, because I think when they first meet each other, he goes, I know you're not very fond, or I'm not very fond of you, and then he says, "You never were." Right? Kind of alluding to their on-set presence. What about the kids who were born in like 2000? Right? They will have zero like recollection of what any of these lines mean. So I think for us, that's why it's so powerful and fun. And we're like, oh my God, I get that's brilliant, right? But for a kid who's just about to watch Deadpool and Wolverine, they're gonna go like, I don't get it. So I don't know. I just feel like,
but you know what? Like, honestly,
what's your question? Go, because really, my answer is, yeah. Is it a little in-house? Sure, that happens. However, those young viewers that love this movie so much, they're gonna go and tunnel back and look at those films. That's what that's what they do, and that's what's very smart. They're gonna go back and watch all the Blade films, all the Deadpool films. So that's my answer there. Go on.
No, yeah, I was just about to say that, Paulie, is that when you have that kind of a a moment where people are excited about Blade, and they might go back and watch the Elektra movie and the Daredevil, the original Daredevil, and they might go back and watch all of these films because they had a good time with this movie. And they're like, oh man, I want to go back and see those old Blade movies. I hear everybody talking about them, but I've never seen them. See, you actually are, by having fun and putting these types of characters in there where everybody's having a good time and there's inside baseball type jokes where it's like, I don't get that reference. What does that mean? Well, now's your chance to go back and figure it out. Go back and watch the old films. I think that this movie will have that kind of effect on a lot of younger fans because it was that much fun. They didn't really try to focus so much on the plot and the story, and they got it bogged down. They said, hey, look, Deadpool, Wolverine, we got to keep it super simple. The plot and the member berries, all of that kind of stuff, we're going to introduce that in a way that makes it appealing to the general normie. I think a lot of us sometimes lose sight of the fact that most people that are going to watch this are absolute normies. And yeah, there's a way to build in. You're right. You could have absolutely written a better script, and you could have, maybe explained and did more reference to some of the cameos that we had. 1000%. I won't disagree with that. But the question I always ask is, did you get the job done that you intended to get done? That's really what the goal is. Did they get it done what they were trying to do? And I think they did. I think they accomplished it. Obviously, the box office speaks for itself. But I think even within the film itself, everybody walked out of there like buzzing. And I think that's what we have to start focusing on. Marvel has got to get back to making sure fans and, the people have a good time, And for the most part, they got that right. But I do agree that they could have did a little bit more with those cameos. But this is Deadpool versus Wolverine, and that was the focal point of the story. So I think that's why they probably just said, we ain't going to really worry too much about these cameos. Let's bring them in. Let's have some fun. Let's move on.
I don't know. Even that I disagree with. I think every cameo was just so enjoyable. And it wasn't
I enjoyed them, but I don't think they really tried to... What's the word? I don't think they really cared to Vex is saying, these characters, they did what they did to leave a legacy behind. And I don't think they were really too worried about that part of it. Like, let's make sure we nail these characters to the point where we can feel the legacy that they leave behind at the end of the movie. They were just, hey, we need a reason for these guys to get on this adventure with Deadpool and go with them. And so that was their reason. Again, very thin, really have a way to explain that, within the story that they were telling. But I just think it works. It works for the story that they were telling, and the plot just moved them. All right, let's go. You guys are going to do this for your legacy. Let's move right on to the compound. Let's have a fight scene.
The reason why I say that is because I think that they were actually very smart with their cameos in regards to, again, the death of 20th Century Fox, the death of all those characters and all those actors in those roles. He brought him back. I just thought that was just brilliant. I actually thought it was really brilliant. Okay.
Vex got her hand up. Vex got her hand up.
Yeah. Sorry. No, I just wanted to point out one more thing. We all watched Spider-Man No Way Home, right? That was another instance where they had other characters that had kind of been disrespected or forgotten, brought back into the timeline. While that movie has its issues as well, I think that's the best example we've gotten so far of kind of the whole timeline or universe coming together. Because first half of that movie, okay, but the second half of that movie, it goes hard and it stays entertaining. But they managed to give reason and give background and really make you empathize with all three versions of Spider-Man, and it makes the ending hit that much harder, So when they're bringing in these characters, it didn't even have to be a lot more. Like, it really just could have been a little bit more, and you really could have complemented that kind of big moment that Wolverine has at the very end emotionally a lot better, seeing that there's so much that they're struggling to get through, and the people that they've had to lose along the way kind of deal to get where they are, to find that redemption. That's all. You're muted.
All right. Well, you can put your hand down. Thank you. That was great. That was great. We're here with the DA, with the MVP, Max, Derek, and Vex. I hope everyone in the chat is having a good time. I hope the panel is having a good time. I like these kind of discussions. We don't have enough of these kind of fun, kind of, I would say, nerd shoot them out. Pow pow pow. No, you're wrong,
baby.
you're wrong. Yeah, I just think those cameos were. Let's go to the next one because I think they kind of blend into each other as far as fan service. And let me make that a scroll. Thank you. In regards to was it too much? Was it just right? Did it if it was too much, or if it was just right, did it blend into the story into those 2 hours? And isn't this something, Max, that the fandom has been crying about for the last couple of years? I'm gonna let you start it off.
Yes, I think Cavalrine. I think we've been asking for that for a while. Getting Wolverine in his classic yellow suit, yes, please, as well as the John Byrne suit, as well as the Age of Apocalypse Wolverine, as well as the short comic accurate Wolverine. Like we got a ton of fan service answered, and this movie just kind of responded and said, you wanted this, we'll give you this. You wanted this, we'll give you this. Was it done in a way that was meaningful? I don't think so. But I know that the retort to that is basically like, hey, what are you expecting? It doesn't need to be meaningful. It can just be fun. You even got the cover of X-Men 251, I believe, which is Wolverine on the cross. Which is actually a throwback to a Savage Sword of Conan cover. So it's like there's a lot of really great comic stuff that I think a lot of people were just like absolutely thrilled with. It's tough because the fan service is like I said, the nerd part of me is like thrilled. But in terms of a cinematic experience, there's also, at least for me, I would have wanted a little bit more, because there's a line at the beginning of the film by Ryan Reynolds where he's talking to Happy Hogan in that interview once again, and he says, it's kind of meta, but he says, I don't want to be just another one-trick pony. And I felt like this movie had an opportunity here to not be a one-trick pony and actually do something really inventive and make a lot of this stuff like super impactful and meaningful, rather than just like cameo, member berry, fan service. And so the movie inherently then became just a one-trick pony when it had the opportunity to not do that, which is what Deadpool's all about, is being meta. So it's almost like they knew what they were doing, but they also didn't. Or it's like they knew what they were doing, but they still didn't do it, if that makes sense. So
they didn't quite grasp what they were doing almost.
Right. And that was the missed opportunity of like, here's fan service, but like also not all of it, or like not really. So I don't know.
You wanted them to have more fan service?
I think there was I think that maybe not necessarily more, but quality fan service, if that makes sense. Like there's a moment at the end of the film where Deadpool and Wolverine are talking right before they kind of go to the Time Ripper, and Wolverine goes, "You got to give me this, because what do I have left?" or something like that. And he punches Deadpool in the chest, and Deadpool goes like, "Hey, you're the best Wolverine." And that's kind of us as fans speaking to Hugh Jackman. That's a moment that I'm like, we could have used a little bit more of that. And that felt a little bit more meaningful, than rather than just like, I don't know, short Wolverine or something. Hey, he's funny, isn't he? And then he's gone.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe we could have done a little bit better. But like I said, I don't know.
Okay.
I guess that's my take.
No, that's great. Let's hear who wants to jump on in.
I mean, the fan service for me just kind of blends right with the cameos. The things that they did were just fun. I didn't really think too hard about a lot of it was done during that montage sequence. So I didn't really think that, that honestly was probably the least interesting thing about, what was going on, just throwing all of the different Wolverines at us. I was like, all right, cool. He's going through these different universes, seeing all the different Wolverines that have existed throughout, comic lore. Cool. I didn't really care about that. To me, it was about Deadpool and Wolverine. Once they got together, that's when the movie started for me. Until then, it was just kind of a lot of, gobbledygook run up to get to that point. Once that happened and they got together and then they started going on this adventure, that's when everything got meaningful. That's when everything started happening. The violence, well, they had some violence before that, obviously, but just a lot of fun. And then going back to the end of the end of the movie, with those 2 fight scenes, the one with all the Deadpools,
Yes.
going at it, the blood that was splattering all over this bus, and then also the fight in the minivan. I feel like, to me, that's my level of fan service, like, give me the stuff that I expect to see in a Deadpool movie. You got 2 guys that really can't be killed, and they're just slashing each other and going at it. I mean, to me, that's the kind of fan service that I wanted. I wanted all the blood and the guts that you could throw on the film, and they gave it to me in spades. I had an absolute blast with all the fight scenes. Like I said, beat them up, blow them up, shoot them up. That is my jam. That is my, like, dessert, when it comes to movies. I will go and sit down and watch almost any type of action movie, just, blood and guts all over the place. I enjoyed that. That was awesome stuff. So I had a blast, with that level of fan service. That's what meant something to me. But like all the other little winks and nods to the audience, I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, that's fine. The cameos, though, totally worked. And the jokes that were in there, the one joke about what's his name, Gambit, and the fact that I guess they couldn't understand him. I forgot how they said, was it translated by the minions or something? I thought that was
who was your dialect coach?
I cracked up laughing off of that, man. Like, all of those types of jokes were awesome. Obviously Wolverine in the full yellow was great to see as well. So, I mean, yeah, everything, like I said, aside from the plot, which I know is a major part of the movie, but aside from the plot, damn near everything else worked for me.
Nice. Vex?
No, I agree with what Max said. I didn't really have a huge problem with the fan service. It just could have been of better quality. That's really all it is.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I was blown away by the fan service, and it just kept coming at me, like scene after scene, even like within a scene, and it was such a that one tracking shot where, like you said, they're going after all the Deadpools, and it's just a one shot that tracks, right? That was just phenomenal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was awesome, man.
That was phenomenal.
Yeah, like that one, like, steady cam that's just going through, and he's just that was awesome
just follows
stuff,
him,
man.
And it was everything. It was everything. Yep. And then it ends with what? Them blasting through the back of the bus, right? And full on comic book Wolverine. Whoa, there you go. There's a cow right there. Coming on through, and then what happens? Deadpool screws up his dismount. I mean, that's great. That was fantastic. I had a blast. I absolutely had a blast. Great. Let's let you get the first word in on this last thing in regards to fandom critics. And what I mean by fandom critics is I feel that that the channels that we're all a part of in the community, strong influence. So if critical likes a movie, that's going to be you're going to hear that in a lot of people's their own thoughts, their own in the chat, maybe smaller channels. It's just really strong. Same thing with Gary. Same thing with Film Threat. And it's either one extreme or the other. I mean, it seems like most of the big channels are digging this film, but I don't know. I just wanted to get everyone's thoughts on that. Are
you saying like how that influences people's opinions?
Oh yeah,
it totally does. I'm sure it does. Yeah, I'm sure it does. It'll, if a YouTube critic comes out and says, especially, people that, watch multiple channels, if YouTube critics kind of all are giving it, 2 thumbs up, say, yeah, it's great, go out and see it, I think most of the fandom will kind of be in alignment with that. as well. But at the same time, I think the fans can kind of make up their own minds. And, you know, people, like I said, when I walked out of my theater, I don't know how it was with you guys. When I walked out of my theater, there was a palpable buzz to the audience. And that was before anybody really reviewed it. A couple of people had, but mostly I don't think they saw a lot of reviews. But then just a lot of those folks really don't even watch YouTube critics. And again, they felt, and I shared their feelings. It's like, I had a great time. This was awesome. This was amazing. You know, I can't wait to go and see it again. So I think even with the fandom critics coming out and, you know, maybe giving it the score that they gave it, I think people still have that, you know, you can, again, when you're walking out of a theater and you see the energy in the lobby, you know, as you're going to the bathroom, everybody's like, man, did you like that scene? Oh man, I was so good. You know, like everybody's kind of energized and it's like, yeah, okay, they got the job done. And that actually, one of the reasons I say this is a crowd pleaser, I think if I would have had a different experience with this movie if I saw it like in a mostly empty theater. Like if you go see this movie and there's like maybe 5 or 6 people in the theater with you, I think it's still a good movie, but I don't think you'll have the same level of excitement. This is specifically to please giant crowds, big audiences. This film works on that level. And if you're seeing it by yourself, like I'm curious how it's going to be when I watch this film. And, you know, even though I know what's going to happen, I'm just curious what it's going to be like if I'm watching this film by myself at my house. Like, how will I feel about it? And yeah, I'll definitely see some of the more mistakes and the plot problems that it has. But I think because this film is meant to energize the crowds, kind of like Avengers Endgame, like everybody was charged up right there at the end. But then like when you leave and you come back, you're like, you know what? That movie really wasn't that good. You know, it's like there's a lot of problems that Endgame had. It was okay. I enjoyed it. I still liked the movie overall, but yeah, it definitely has some issues that you didn't necessarily see when you left the theaters. I think in this movie it's going to have a similar type of effect. But like I said, for me, myself, and I liked what I got. And I don't think I'll ever like rate this movie lower than a 7 at the worst. You know, like right now I got it at an 8. So it's at the worst, it's going to be a 7 because of everything that it gave me. But I do agree with that. The fandom critics definitely have an influence on the overall experience for a lot of people.
Okay, well, I know you got to go, brother. That's why I let you
thank you. Yeah, I got to get up out of here. Hey guys,
let's
thank you.
Let's get this up.
Oh, go ahead.
And please plug your channel, por favor.
Yeah, my channel, Derek Anderson, the DA, just search it exactly like it says. And yeah, I do movie talk, just discuss a wide range of topics, you know, and I appreciate all the love that I've gotten from the community, everybody out there. Been growing like crazy. And
yeah, man,
you know, thank you. Thank you very, very much for the opportunity. Of course, Paulie, you know, like I think when I first met you, man, you know, I was a tiny channel. I wasn't really doing much. So you helped get me on along with Chris Gore and, you know, WDW Pro and those guys. You guys have really helped me out a whole lot. And so anytime you want me on for anything, just send the word and I'm there, brother. I appreciate it. And we got to hang out soon, man, because we all hanging out in this area. We got to hang out at another meetup. I haven't seen you out there in Burbank lately. So
well, we're going to do a barbecue here at the house.
Okay.
Alan Ning is going to be grilling.
Nice. Okay. All right.
It's a joke.
You got my number. You got my email, man.
But
hook it up.
For sure that's going to happen. Max missed our last one. And so, you know, you got to come on. You got to come too. I think we're going to do it end of August.
End of August. Okay.
Soon.
All right.
We're going to do it soon here at the house. So, you know, all the LA fandom is, well, hold on.
You'll have everybody.
Yeah. Some good friends are you know, some good friends, Chris, Alan, you guys on the panel, and we'll get you on over here, Derek.
Appreciate it, brother. All right.
God bless,
Max,
brother.
Vex, nice meeting you guys.
It was a
Thanks for
pleasure.
the conversation. Fletcher, we'll see you next time later on.
Later, man.
There he goes. Okay. Yeah, Max or Vex, any thoughts on this fans or what was I fandom critics? Because you brought up how did you frame? Because I think you took it another avenue, Vex, which is fine.
I don't even remember I'm sorry, I'm sleep deprived, so I don't even remember what I put in
your well, listen, bring up the PowerPoint again. That's the power of the PowerPoint.
I think. Hold on.
Bring it up.
When I said, hold on, fan critics. Oh, I think it was more directed at like people. I thought it was like people saying that, this material is great for it. Like people that are fans of like the comic books or the original source material. I think that's how I interpret it. But if we're talking just YouTube critics, I didn't see any reviews or anything. Again, I was very lucky that I got no spoilers. Nothing popped up on my YouTube feed. I went on the Thursday night advanced screening for it too, so not a lot of people had reviews out. I'd also only watched the first trailer. So like I was going in with a pretty like clean slate. But didn't really influence me. I went in with very average standards, just thinking I'd hopefully get another Deadpool movie.
And it couldn't even deliver on that.
Do I gotta really do this to you guys?
Oh no.
Yeah.
You got nothing to say, mouth?
I do like that scene. But
It's fantastic.
That's one of the strongest scenes in the movie, to be fair.
Oh.
That, the fire scene, and
Sounds like there's a lot of great scenes, and you guys just hate this movie. You guys,
you mean
Fandom
3
critics
scenes
MVP.
make a good movie? 3 scenes? Hold on. Come
We're
on.
gonna count scenes now, Bex. We'll get a little loose right now. After this, any thoughts on the Fandom critics? Next.
So I think with anything, you're going to have a lot of people who will just go with whatever their favorite critic says. They maybe have watched the movie, maybe they haven't, but for the most part, whatever their favorite YouTuber says goes, and that's fine. I mean, there are a lot of fans and critics who watch YouTube for their own bias to be said back to them, right? It's and that's totally fine, because we tend to want to be in comfort, and we want to hear people agree with us and things like that. So I totally think that is fair and valid. And so but then you're also going to have a lot of fans that are going to critically think about this and are going to say, man, I don't really know if I agree with that. So for example, if we're talking big, creators, I think Gary gave this a 7 out of 10. I think even Drinker gave this, he had a ton of fun, and he said that it was entertaining. And yet I fall on the side of like Mahler, and Mahler's a huge creator and said that this is one of the worst things he's ever seen. You know what I mean? Maybe not to that extent, but for Mahler, he was like, this was atrocious. Like this was a dumpster fire. So for someone like Mahler to say that, I don't necessarily think his fans are going to be like, yeah, this movie sucks, right? Because I think his channel has taught fans to really critically think about the media that they're watching. So I think depending on who you're watching and what you're looking for out of a creator, it'll kind of, your own bias may come into play there. So yeah,
I got some backup coming in, but before I bring the backup in, and then we get a little ranty. I just want to say, as a smaller channel but I'm pretty much a friend of all the big channels. Like I've either know them personally. It's difficult sometimes to kind of navigate or talk about something. And I'll just say like with Blue Beetle, it got so much hate, and then people just didn't see it. Then months later, people are coming back to me saying, I saw it on Max. Oh my God, it was really good, a lot better. It should have gotten, didn't get a fair shake. And I get that a lot from about different films. And I think what happens is that, like you said, they'll listen to their big YouTube channel, and then they won't even go see the film because they're just and I think that does a disservice sometimes as well. So
the Acolyte's a great example of that. Nobody watched the Acolyte. Everyone watched YouTubers dunk on it, right? So
yeah.
Did you see the whole thing?
No, I don't care for Star Wars. I'm not a fan of that franchise at all, so I didn't bother watching it.
Plus, Warhammer is a cooler sci-fi universe than Star Wars. So no, I'm kidding.
I mean,
actually, I'm not kidding.
I stopped watching, guys. I stopped watching. I did three episodes and I just couldn't. Okay, here's the backup. We got Tom, Midnight's Edge, coming in
Hey,
hot.
Tom.
What up, brother?
Hello, how's everybody doing?
How's it
Good.
going?
Good.
You
How
know
about
how we
you?
doing?
Yeah, I just wanted to, I don't have long, but I just wanted to come in and say a few things about the movie because, you know, I understand like certain people, it's just not going to be their cup of tea. It is a very different film. It's not a ABC kind of movie. It is a meta film in so many ways that it might hurt it in the future. That's one thing I totally agree with too, and whatnot. I disagree. It's definitely better than part two. I did not like part two. I felt like part two was a huge downgrade from the first film. Now, is this movie a better film than the first movie? No, story wise and all that kind of stuff. I would have to say, but what this movie is the result of Disney killing off everything Marvel, especially the Foxverse, right? And 20th Century Fox as a whole. So like that creates the wasteland. And my interpretation of the plot was pretty simple. I mean, I get it. DA was right. There's some things they should have probably shown us a little bit more of, like the stakes of what he's going to lose and all that stuff. Because like the whole point is that, you know, the TVA says we plucked you out of your world because it's going to be destroyed anyway because it's pointless because the Wolverine of your world died, sacrificed himself, and now it's, you know, it's going to hell. And he's like, well, that's cool. I get to join the Avengers, but then he realizes he's going to lose all his friends. So his point is okay, if I can get a Wolverine that's worthy of being in that world, then it saves that world, right? So that's his whole point, and that's what he's trying to do through the whole movie is find a Wolverine that's worthy. And when he finds one, he says it's not worthy. He goes, in fact, you picked the worst one in the world. Well, so then the whole plot from there is Deadpool has to make him worthy for his world. And then at the end, it's like, it doesn't matter if Deadpool lives or dies at that point. He just wants to save his friends. So as long as Wolverine exists and Wolverine goes back to his world, that's all that matters, right? Because, and the other thing is there is no multiverse in the Deadpool universe until Fox was bought by Disney, right?
Yes.
Because if you remember at the end of part two, he's not jumping through multiverses.
Yes.
He's just jumping back and forth through time. So he never really does erase his world. That doesn't come into play until Marvel does. And they did a really crappy job of explaining that in this movie. And I agree with you guys on that part, because that's where the plot, if you're not really kind of picking up on what's going on, especially with all the meta humor getting thrown at you, I understand the general audience is going to be like, why is Channing Tatum here and stuff like that. But I also disagree that the cameos are more or less member berry or fan service, because we actually have cameos that play an integral part in the plot, right? They're proactive in the plot. They're there because their universes have been killed off by Disney. It's not so much that they want to make themselves mean anything at the end of the day. It's just they've all been delegated to this wasteland, right? For however long they've been there. Even make the point that they've been there for years and stuff in certain cases, and they all keep getting killed off by the bad guy. That or the Deadpool, the army of Deadpool, which I thought was hilarious. That's the other hilarious part of this world to me, is that Deadpool is such a horrible character that there's more Deadpools in the wasteland than any other character. That they've created their own gang, and that even the main bad guy won't mess with them.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, is the Deadpool that we have, that we're seeing now, is the best Deadpool. And that's the thing, is he has to make the Wolverine that he finds the best Wolverine now. See, that's the plot I got out of it. And with that, we got the buddy cop movie out of it and stuff like that. And I felt it was really good. But I wonder how it will play in years from now with the meta humor. But I loved it. I thought it was great. Yeah. So.
And I saw it with two very different audiences. The first one was a media audience, and then the second time was a regular audience. And that regular audience was just, they couldn't get enough of this film. I mean, they were really involved. So, yeah, we'll see what the rewatchability is in the weeks to come, and like you said, the years to come. Anything else you wanted to add, Tom?
No, I mean, you guys are making really great points. I feel like some points are being lost just because of the meta part of the film. And I feel like, honestly, this movie's, I think people are doing it a disservice when they're saying shut your brain off and you'll enjoy it, because I don't think that's true. I think this movie is one of the best meta films ever made, for better or worse. How it's going to, fare in the future, we'll have to see. I mean, you kind of look at stuff like South Park, right? And I've even said this movie feels like if the guys from South Park made an MCU film. And in that, their humor is always kind of meta and of the moment. So certain episodes live on better than others for that reason. Like some jokes are just kind of like, like unless you were there at the time to experience it, or know what they're talking about, the inside baseball, especially in this movie with the Kevin Feige jokes and the Disney jokes and some of the other
man,
like
brutal.
you have to know even the Blade joke where he's like, well, I don't like you, I never liked you either, kind of joke. I mean, if you don't know the ins and outs of that whole thing, right? And the same thing with when he says there's only going to be one Blade, that's because there's been, the Blade movie's been in production hell for over 5 years now. So like, if you know these things, that because there was in my screening, there was jokes that only I was laughing at. I admit it, but those were the uber meta jokes that only I got because I'm a YouTuber. But otherwise, the rest of the audience was loving pretty much everything else. And I mean, some of the scenes that landed so well was, the opening, the fight in the car, the big team up scene with, all the cameos and everything like that, and the old X-Men bad guys and whatnot and stuff like that. So, I mean, the audience seemed to enjoy that. And I thought the movie had a lot of heart. I think it carried the heart over that the first film had, that the second film kind of misplaced, I guess. I mean, because the second film tried, but it kind of felt like whatever they were trying to do, it kind of failed at. And the best
They
parts
lost
of the movie,
themselves in the middle in the second one for sure.
I agree, because the beginning and the end are brilliant, but it's the middle part where it goes off the rails. Yeah.
Well, and I recently rewatched the second one. Yeah, totally.
So I'd give like the first film like a 9 or a 10 out of 10. The second film I'd give like a 6 out of 10, and this film I'd give like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. It's getting like I watched it again, and the second time I seen it, I liked it more probably the first time.
The new one you saw it twice?
Yeah.
Wait, a 9 out of 10 out of 10. What's your favorite? Is your favorite
first
film
one
a
is
10
9
out of 10?
The first one's a 9 out of 10.
Okay,
almost a perfect movie, but not quite.
Wow.
It's just barely not there. This movie,
I agree.
As a critic,
I felt like that for this one.
Yeah, see, as a critic, I love this movie. Like, as a
first.
nerd, I love this movie on like a 9 or a 10 out of 10, but I have to objectively be a critic and say, look, the audience, there's going to be a lot of general audience that's just going to go, huh? And things are going to fly over their head. So with that, I'll give it like a 7 or an 8.
But I think the comedic timing
yeah.
just covers it up, and the fun of it, to where you can do inside baseball and be funny for the general audience at the same time. I just saw a lot of that.
I mean, this probably would the best example is Channing Tatum, right? Unless you know that whole story, and especially with the jokes that he's saying throughout, I never got my time to shine, and all that kind of stuff.
Shut up, Vex.
Like when he's doing his little thing, like unless you know that whole story, I think a lot of those jokes are going to be lost on the audience, right? But that's, like you said, that's kind of ancillary, secondary. The fact that Channing Tatum's there and he's a funny guy,
right?
I think most people are fine with that. Yeah,
and that he's a huge star. He's a huge star, right? And so probably one of the biggest ones in there, as far as there's so many stars in it. So the general audience is like, oh my God. And then like, what? Oh my God, he's so silly. He's being silly, but he's actually throwing some nice, juicy stuff for us. Yes, Vex. Yes. Can I help you?
Sorry, I didn't want to talk over anyone. No, I actually agree with Tom on the humor part, because when my viewing, at least, it was a full theater, but a lot of people, the jokes went straight over their head, especially the Feige jokes. The one, like the cocaine
what did you
one.
Just call me?
The cocaine one that was in all the trailers. I think everyone got that because it was in all the trailers. But every other like tiny little like Fox Marvel budget joke, nobody laughed at them. Even the like the 2 Blade jokes, nobody laughed at those either in my theater, which was pretty crazy. So it's like, it's comedy of its time, like those scary movies almost. It'll work for a couple of years, but in the long run, this isn't going to have a major impact on what Disney,
I think,
like the quality of what Disney puts out.
Right, I agree. Like, I think like the joke, like, the divorce joke, some other jokes that are very inside baseball are going to kind of fly over people's heads. But you have some jokes that I think will be okay later on. Like, have you ever been part of a group or worked as part of a, group or whatever it was, when Happy asked him, he's like, oh yeah, I've been part of the X-Force and all that kind of stuff. And he goes, what happened there? He goes, well, they say gravity, but we all know it's because they tested badly. Like jokes like that'll still land, I think, just fine. Because you only have to have seen the movies. In fact, I suggested when we reviewed it that they should do an MCU cut of the movie. Basically, where they cut out all the meta humor, the meta humor, and just leave in the MCU meta humor.
It's a badass
Because that
t-shirt,
way
bro.
it's stuff that you can follow through,
Yeah.
and you can give yourself an excuse to do an alternate cut that way too.
I like
Because
that.
I mean, cut out all the. But the problem with that is the movie might fall apart because the whole movie is predicated on the fact that Disney bought Fox,
Mhm.
and the MCU killed off all these other versions of these other characters, right? So like that's kind of the point of the plot. So I don't know if you can do that or not.
But
It might not
let's.
work. I'd
but
have to
what
see.
I-
You know,
But before I bring in a segment to bring us together, because I'm a uniter, not a divider. At the end of the day,
I thought we were together. Hold on.
well, listen, I forgot what I was going to say, Fletcher. I always do that to myself, Max. What did you think, Tom? Now I got it. I got my brain back. But what did you think, Tom, of Vex's PowerPoint presentation?
my mom always said if I can't say nothing nice, I shouldn't say anything at all.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. Like, it's her opinion. A lot of it's her opinion. So there's like not much I can say on that. I mean, certain subjective things I could argue maybe, but again, it's the movie's job to express those things to the viewer. So like DA said, like, yeah, they should have shown a little bit more about the fact that if Deadpool doesn't succeed, his world is going to be destroyed. And the only reason they have the great scene in the car, right, where he goes, the only people I care about are in this picture here. And if I don't do this, or if we don't do this, then they fail or they die. I mean, if we fail, right. So I mean, that to me shows the importance of the scene or the whole point. Sorry, I got Sadie here bugging me to go out. I don't know if you could hear. Yeah, no, like overall though, no, I thought it was pretty well thought out. And I mean, look, I know a lot of people who were kind of middle of the road of the movie. A lot of people liked it. Very few people disliked it. I mean, I'm normally somebody who hates everything. So the fact that I kind of liked it, I think,
Okay, I know you got to get going soon, but I want you to stay for this segment, and then I promise we will get to your super chats. We're here with MVP, with Vex, Fletcher, and Tom. The DA was here. Thank you guys so much. Been having a great time. We got Fletcher Latinos pronounce. Do we have a video intro for that, or did I lose that one? Or was yeah, let me just bring it in. Jesus. Okay, what we have here is how Latinos pronounce Deadpool and Wolverine movie characters.
Oh, that's funny.
And what you guys have to do is you guys have to impersonate how a Latino would say these. And yes, we want the more offensive, the better. So
wait, you want me to get canceled? Paulie, what are you trying to do to me?
Absolutely. I mean, this is especially made. This is like Gringo Material 101. Just saying.
How racist does it make me that it's my favorite segment?
It is your favorite segment here.
Tom's probably the best at it then. I can't compete.
Yeah, I mean, I think, is this your first
I'm not
time?
as good as you'd think, actually.
But Vex, have you done this before with us?
I don't think I have. No.
Okay. All right. I know it's
this is gonna be fun though.
We got a lot of first timers here. All right, here we go.
And Wolverine movie characters.
Okay, so the guy in the cap asks his buddy, "Hey, what do you think of this? So how do you say this name here?" And he's gonna do his best to to announce it in his with his thick Latino accent in English. How do you think he's gonna say Deadpool?
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
I think it'll sound like Deadpool. Deadpool.
Nice.
Right.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Pretty accurate. Vex.
Deadpool.
Oh, that's
a little accent on there.
Yeah,
I like it. A little English.
A little Canadian twang.
A little spice.
Yeah, a little Canadian. Tom.
I think MVP's got on this. I think it's going to be more like Deadpool.
Deadpool. All right, here we go.
Deadpool, yeah.
Deadpool.
Hey. High five. We got
There you
one.
go.
All right. Nailed it.
Wow. And Fletcher, that's all this guy does. This guy's channel is like huge.
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Huge.
he does this in the warehouse where he's working.
That
He
this is
basically
his
on-
co-worker.
They do
Right.
this lunch break, and then they just hang out with their co-workers outside in the stairwells, and they make this video. His channel is actually just him and his lunch break with his friends.
Yeah,
His,
I think
his NFL ones are great.
I
Yeah.
think Max is an honorary Chicano tonight, so you got it down.
Oh, thank you.
There
I'm
goes
honored.
your credit score, Max.
Oh, shit.
Well, it depends. That depends on what county. He's in Orange County, so he's good.
He's Orange County. He's
He's Orange County.
So you're good, bro.
Yeah, you're Chicano in Orange County. You're
You're
you know
good. Yeah,
you're gonna get screwed by the cops, but your credit score is gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, you're gonna be good.
Okay, are we ready?
All right,
Are you
all
ready for the next one? Colossus.
That's a tough one.
Okay, so this is a different guy. He's excited.
Mhm.
Tom, how's he gonna say this?
I think he's gonna get this one because this is one that I mean, it kind of sounds like it's spelt. So
Uh-huh.
I think he might have a little flair on it, but it's gonna pretty much be Colossus. I think. Or Colossus. No, I don't think he'll go that far.
Oh, he might. You know what?
Too many
That's actually
S's.
kind of good. Yeah, might add
Yeah.
extra S's.
I think so too. Yeah, this is a hard one to fuck up.
Well, then come on. Yeah, I got to hear from you guys.
I think
That's
this
my
is
guess.
Colossus. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Or
Well, it's
maybe
kind
he'll-
of.
Kind of boring, Bex.
Wah, wah, wah.
I don't-
I think he'll add an extra S.
Can I get some like impersonations? Don't be afraid of the.
Like I said, Colossus.
Colossus. I don't know.
Nice.
All right.
That
was
might be
actually
more
pretty-
closer.
That
Yeah.
was pretty
That's
damn
a
good.
sweet maple
Soul
sound.
Assassin just said a bad word.
Colossus.
Oh,
Yes.
No, I
Polo
meant
was sus.
the Basco did. Max, do you know what
Uh-oh.
culo means?
butt ass.
Yeah. Damn, you are Chicano. I love it. I love it. Okay, here we go. Let's listen in. Here we go.
Ese hierro, papá, ese fuerte colazo.
Oh, missed
So he
an S.
dropped the S. He
Yeah.
dropped it.
Golazo. Wow.
Subverted expectations.
Yeah.
There you go.
Because you're right. It is a lot of like, S's, like, there's a golazo. Wow. And who is this?
Nice.
Is this like, it looks like, what's his
The
name? Bale.
cosplayer. Oh, Christian Bale is
Look at
What
Christian
always
Bale.
tosses me, yeah, kind of. What always
Mhm.
tosses me off or gets me off is
Whoa.
yeah, tosses me.
Watch the language here.
Latino
Yeah.
slant after dark.
It throws me off. I meant to
Yeah.
say from the start, but
Yeah.
my brain is in bad places.
Okay.
Is that the letters that you would or wouldn't say sometimes, and it all depends sometimes on what they follow, right, or how they're. Yeah, I don't speak Spanish, so
All right. It's all right.
I know
It's
like
all right.
5 words.
That's all right. You're doing good, brother. You're doing good. Okay. We got some more. We got some more fun stuff. Here we go.
I love how he panders.
Y está aquí, viejo.
Oh my goodness, that's tough.
Shatterstar. That's even tough for us. How is another different guy? How is this guy going to say it?
Shattersta. Like I feel like he's gonna want to add an e at the beginning. Shattersta something.
Okay. Vex.
I don't know.
Maybe he'll just miss like the 2 T's in the middle. So like Shersta. I don't know. I don't know.
He'll
Chastare?
just do the vowels. He'll just do the vowels.
I think MVP
Yeah.
is too good at this, actually.
MVP's good.
He's around us. That's the thing.
He's brown.
Dude,
I don't like this.
My gym only plays like mariachi music. It's crazy.
You've seen this video, before,
That or
haven't you?
were you doing some lawn services back in the day when you were a kid?
He's really good with hedges.
Mike has bad knees. Remember the channel. Shasta.
Oh,
Whoa.
there it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be-
Talking.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. Okay, let's check it out. Let's check out what this guy's.
Oh, es Shabasta.
Chadasta.
He did add an E. Oh my
He had an
god!
E, but he made the T's into D's.
D's.
See,
That's true.
Can I just say my
Shite.
my poor people are so dyslexic? You know, I just gotta, you know, it's just pray for us. We need prayer.
I mean,
That's more like Cheddar Star there, it looks like.
the cosplay is everything in this one, man. Everything.
Ooh, yeah.
Bex, do you cosplay at all?
I used to. I haven't in recent years. No.
Okay. All right.
Oh, no se parece a un...
Whoa.
Oh,
Oh.
buddy.
Okay.
Go for it. Go for it.
Sandra.
what?
What?
Just forget the
What?
Nova. Just Sandra.
Cassandra?
Yeah.
Cassandra.
All right.
Okay,
I
remember,
like it.
Cassandra is kind of like a Latino name, so
I was gonna say, I think this one will get pretty close.
okay.
And Nova, yeah.
Nova, yeah. I
Guys,
was
the
about to
rule
say.
of there's only one rule here with this game. Can you please? How would he say it? Don't talk about it.
He would say Cassandra Nova.
Okay.
Quesada.
That sounded Russian, actually.
That sounded really like Transylvanian. I don't know.
You got some pierogies over there you're heating up?
Pierogi?
You know,
Max.
Joe Quesada, the comic book guy. I think he's going to pronounce Cassandra like Quesada, so similar to Vex.
Oh, like a quesadilla.
Oh.
Yeah, like he's going to say quesadilla or Quesada Nova.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think he nails Nova.
Yeah, he's got to
Nova.
nail the Nova. Nova.
Jaime, member of the channel. What's up, Jaime? Vamos a Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Una 20.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's hear it.
Dunchi. Ese es Cassandra Nova.
Whoa.
No, all right. Yeah, he got pretty damn close there.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Oh, you...
Whoa.
Oh
Oh
gosh.
no.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It's funny because he's leaning into it just really close, like, oh no.
Right. He's got his
Right?
glasses on.
He's got his
He's like,
glasses
what's
on,
going
is checking
here?
it out. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is serious. We're getting serious now, guys. In the chat too. I'm loving everyone in the chat.
Nagaznik Teenage
Participation.
Warhead.
Okay. Say it
What
again.
Nagaznik Teenage Warhead.
Yeah,
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to risk this one because.
He might add the O in there, though. I don't know.
Oh, that first word, Vex? Is that what you're
Yeah, that
thinking?
first word. Yeah.
that one's gonna be dangerous. Too close to the other word.
Negrosonic.
This one's gonna sound racist.
Yeah.
Vex, go for it.
I really don't know. I really don't know how this one did sound.
It's all right if they sound racist because they're Dominicans, so it's all good for us.
Yeah,
They're
and
the
very brown.
Latinos. There's the Latinos that are allowed to use.
Yeah,
it.
yeah, they get a pass.
They
They,
get a
definitely get a pass.
Dine Jorge. Jorge. Warhead might sound like Jorge, so
Oh,
Dine
gosh.
Jorge.
I think you're right.
He's definitely not pronouncing that D at the end of Warhead. I'm sorry.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I
Okay,
can't
we
pronounce
ready?
that first one. Though.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Negasoni, Tinaje, Guaje.
MVP's too good at this. I say he should be excluded from future games.
Negasoni, Tenaje, why? Wow.
Hey.
Wow. Wow.
He's getting too close.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Wow. And this cosplay looks like someone you do battle with on Twitter there, Tom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, for
Kind
real.
of does.
Yeah.
It's the hair that gives it away.
I know, right?
It's like what is it? This looks like Snowflake. There you go. The Snowflake and what was the other one? Safe
Safe
Space.
Space.
Safe
There
space.
you go.
Face- Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It's coming out. It's I think.
No, is it?
Yeah, I think it came out today. They weren't going to release it, but I think it's coming out today.
Wow.
There's a comic channel called Your Boy Zach, and
Yes.
he actually just did a review of it today. So it's something.
It's out, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's out.
Okay. Wow.
It's a pirated, or it's not a pirated copy, but it's like it was the copy that they normally release to like comic shops to kind of
Mhm.
get them to promote it. So it's not the actual PDF files that they used for the comic book, but it is out. So it's kind of a bootleg right now.
Wait a minute. So, we got Max here. He knows Spanish, hangs out with mariachi music, knows the thing, and now knows all about them bootleg comics and stuff. He's honorary already. I mean, he's full on.
I'm honored.
That's it.
I'm honored.
Yeah, he's pretty Chicano, man.
Yeah,
he's pretty down.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Film Threat has male and pale.
And stale.
Males stale and pale, yeah.
And here in the Latino Slant, we're down and brown.
Ooh.
Max is down and brown. Órale.
I'm here for it. I appreciate it. Oh no, I did the wrong thing. I should do this.
What isn't that like some thing?
You can't even do thumbs up anymore.
It's like a right wing thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
everything's a right wing thing.
WP for white
pride. Oh
yeah.
God,
it's dumb. So now I just got to go. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
No, don't leave. Juan of us. One of us.
One of us.
One of us. Okay, let's bring it back. I think we got a couple more. Then we'll wrap it up. Ooh. Dog pool.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Deadpool.
Ooh.
Okay. Right.
Max,
Tom.
Yeah, I think she's got it.
Topu. Yeah, it's gonna be some real short, real weird.
He's gonna leave out the G. Dopu.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What?
He was just freaked out. That's funny. ¿Qué diablo es?
Did he say that
he's
was
the
the devil?
cutest, ugly. She's the cutest,
what the devil is
dog.
that? Like,
Yeah,
what
what
the
the
hell
devil
is
is
that?
that?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He got
What
really
the heck
freaked
is
out.
that? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
That's
I love
funny.
that.
Okay, este bem duro.
Oh. Going with the big ones.
I think the W is going to be gone. So,
Yeah.
ooh.
That W might turn into an H. It might be Wolverine.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. I'll go with Max. Yeah, Wolverine.
Wolverine. Okay. Tom.
Yeah.
Wow. Stomp Tom.
Well, no, you guys are just so good. Yeah, I know. Guavolin, I like that one. I'm gonna go with
Guavolin with Azteca.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Yeah,
Good
Guavolin.
one.
Nice.
Okay.
Is it whoa bean?
We were all wrong. We were all wrong.
That is awesome.
A cameo we didn't know we needed.
No, right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the variant I want to see.
Cameo.
Now
This is
now
the
Vex.
timeline.
Yeah. Now Vex is gonna come
Just
after
blows cavalry out of
Yeah,
the water.
that's it,
Yeah.
10 out of 10
Oh.
movie now with that. 10 out of 10.
Oh no.
those Dominicans. Yes, because these Dominicans, man.
Gosh,
Find the
dang.
new golden timeline.
That's wild.
How Latinos
All right.
Bravo.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was really good. Okay, we're gonna read super chats and get on out of here. What do
I
you guys
have to
think?
run. Yeah, I appreciate you
get out.
having me, Paulie. I got to get a video edited. I just
Okay,
bopped on here to rant for about 2 minutes.
And we'll see you tomorrow on the morning show, and then the
Yep.
Espanol, Midnight's Edge Espanol, and Midnight's Edge every morning, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 a.m. Pacific time.
And meet on Tuesday and Thursdays. Yep.
And me Tuesday and Thursday. Love you, Tom.
Take care, you guys.
Nice
Have
meeting you,
fun.
man.
Take it
Yeah, it's
easy.
good
Oh, you
talking
guys
to
never met. Oh, okay.
I don't think MVP and I have ever done anything. No.
I don't
Oh,
think
we
so.
got MVP's great. We should consider. You should have him as a guest on one of your shows for sure.
I don't know. I got some pretty bad takes. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I don't know. It sounds more like he would be like slumming it with us. I don't know.
No. But yeah, nice meeting you, man.
Yeah.
All right, Tom.
Take care, guys.
Take
Cheers.
Hi, Tom.
Okay, let's read super chats, and you guys are good. Oh, let's end the poll.
Okay.
Let's
Oh.
end the poll, and let me see. Ending the poll. 81 votes, not bad.
Ooh,
Nice.
nice.
Not bad. This has been a really fun stream. I appreciate you all. And we're going to read super chats. And then we got that. Did you see that footage of Hugh Jackman reacting to his own action scene?
No.
Yeah, we got that. That's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
Okay, here are the winners. Go ahead, Fletcher.
All right. So, what did you think of Deadpool and Wolverine? One, best movie ever. Pink Unicorns at 44%. Number 2 was I Am in the Middle of the Multiverse, 22%. 4, we got Wolverine at Home, 22%. And 2, Disappointed. What of it, bub? At 11%.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. Well, a lot of people liked it.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good. You know. Okay, if you guys want to, we're still here with Vex and Max for a couple more minutes. We're gonna read super chats, and if you have any other ones you want to get in, we like that as well. Melvin, what's up, Melvin? For €5?
Yep.
Okay. The one thing I think we can all agree on is to enjoy it, you have to stop thinking. How's that good? If you don't think about how bad it is, then is it good?
That's a good
It's
point.
£5, not euros, by the way.
Oh, it's pounds?
Sorry. Pounds.
No, it's
yeah.
all right. You know,
British
I'm
pound.
American, you know, so I use pesos.
No, it's
There you
fine.
go.
I live under a commonwealth, so I know
Ugh.
all
Yeah, you
these
guys
symbols
use like
badly.
plastic money. Your loonies are crazy.
Yeah, it's
That's if they're allowed to get the money. you
Bro,
know?
we're
yeah. If the
Well,
government
we're-
isn't watching us, yes.
what's
Yeah.
worse,
Mm.
you know, California or Canada?
Ooh.
You know,
Ooh.
I would argue that because from my understanding for California, if you leave like the big cities, it's a pretty nice state and the people are much more level-headed, right? With Canada, no matter where you go, everyone's a fucking artard.
Oh wow! Oh my god!
Everywhere.
Ooh.
But does the ridiculousness of those cities, because you got to think like LA and San Francisco make up like 90% of California. Like it's a big percentage, and they are just insane there. So I don't know.
Wow!
I don't know.
Canada has the same issue where it's most of the because we're only like 35, 38 million people now.
Yeah.
All of it is concentrated to like 3 cities.
Yeah.
So
Well, you know, and then here in California, they just started the homeless sweeps
Oh.
because Newsom, says it's after so many years and so many millions of dollars, taxpayer dollars, right? This is what they've come up with. Why? Because the Supreme Court said it's a crime now, right? So so now okay, he can clean the streets. No plan, nothing. He's had all this time. Incredible, absolutely, incredible. But anyways, let's go on with these super chats. Ning the Merciless, Alan, what's up for $4.99? Muchísimas gracias. My kid knows nothing of the lore. She gave Deadpool a 10 out of 10 solely because of the rapport between Deadpool and Wolverine and the graphic fight scenes.
Wow.
Wow.
10 out of 10. That's high praise.
And,
how old is the kid?
What's that? What'd you say?
I think she's a teenager,
I was gonna say, how old is the kid?
She's a teenager.
like 14 or 15
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, she's pretty opinionated. Just a smart girl.
Nice.
Well, there you go. There you go. Thank you, Alan. Thank you for that. Marcos A for $1.99. This movie took 4 years to make. Ouch.
That's the crazy part, yeah.
You know what? I would actually like to. I don't think we'll get this information anytime soon, but maybe down the line, because again, this script very much reads like it was finished at the beginning of this year and then they filmed it. There's a lot of humor that wasn't around like a lot of meta jokes wouldn't even be possible a year ago.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. It's like they were getting rewrites,
Point.
when the premiere was going on.
Which is odd because I figured that Ryan Reynolds would have at least a basis because again, that post-credit scene in Deadpool 2, he goes back in time and talks to X-Men Origins Wolverine. He's like, one day your buddy Deadpool's gonna come knocking and you better help him. So it's like you kind of think, oh, maybe he'll have at least some sort of foundation. And then of course, whoever intervenes will make their edits and whatnot.
I even that scene where Deadpool goes, "Welcome to the MCU, buddy," and then he turns the camera and he goes, "Sorry, you're coming in at a low point," or something like that. Even like a year ago, I don't think that it was like I don't think normies were able to say that. Right now, I think it's more common, and now I think people are like, "Oh yeah, MCU kind of sucks now," right? That's like the approved opinion, but before a year ago, like you would get called every name in the book if you said anything negative about the MCU. So.
I think that's interesting because also, the bombs the last couple of years are so general audience bombs. The Marvels, the Ant-Mans, so it's kind of like, Ryan, hey, let's do some reshoots and update this stuff. That may kind of make sense. The Bosco Scenarios here, your Canadian brethren, Vex for $5 Canadian. What is that? Is that like $1.98?
Like $2 or so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the $2. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. Strong people will not let themselves be influenced by others. This was a breath of fresh air. The theater was buzzing and laughing. Así es la cosa. Yeah, Vex. Yeah, Max.
Pooh.
Ew.
Sorry, I have standards.
Ooh.
No.
I mean, you are a ridiculous, immature, half-wit moron.
Your
fingers aren't manicured enough to go in my skull like Cassandra's.
Oh yeah.
Look, it's like an alien.
You should have said, "I'm sorry, I have the correct opinion," but no.
Right.
That's subjective, though. Standards are pretty objective in comparison.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where's Vex?
Looks like a little Cthulhu monster.
Right.
That's for the next Wolverine movie.
All right, what's next? Okay, we got a membership. Can you read this one?
Yeah. So that 70s fan says this movie is far too Canadian. Logan is Canadian. Ryan Reynolds is Canadian. It's just dripping with poutine.
Ooh, yeah.
And maple.
Oh, whoa. Everyone pray. Wait, hold on. Standards and you came on this show. Whoa.
Shots fired.
I think we need to do a new poll. Do we ban Soul Assassin from this channel or not?
I don't think you need a poll for that one. Yeah.
That's just a.
To be fair, his name has the word assassin in it, so you kind of have to know what you're getting into.
There you go.
See, this is what I call brown on brown crime because this is like,
that's all Mexican, it is.
Yeah. Mexican from Texas going at another brother. This is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, crabs in a bucket, Essek. Crabs in a bucket.
Yeah, we're supposed to be, like this is why
I thought we were down, Holmes.
Can't have any good things. All right, what else, Fletcher? Because I think that's it with the.
Yeah. So you were pulling up the reaction.
Okay. We got this from you, Fletcher.
That's right.
So why don't you lead us? What is this? What are we about to watch?
So this is like his reaction. I guess he was watching the reel from I think it was the final battle.
Okay, so this is like after filming, but there was like
correct,
like an edited final cut.
Right, he's in his private jet, hanging out in his iMac and just hanging out and
Okay.
checking it out, counting his money.
Counting this, yeah, him and Robert Downey Jr. Right, here we go.
See? And that's why it's an Oscar nominee, you know.
I
Seems
think
a
he
little
was being.
staged, doesn't
go ahead.
it?
Do you think it's staged?
Yeah, it's just because there's other interviews you can see from years ago where he's kind of genuinely laughing about things. And this just the timing is very odd between the pauses, and it's like he's getting ready to laugh at some bits there. So this looks a little staged.
Damn. My Vex is just.
Vex ain't got no chill.
No.
That
no
main
chill
post
at
got
all.
jalapenos and serranos.
Max, what do you think of Brother Hugh here? You think it's this is staged? I mean, this guy's been playing this role for 25 years now.
I think he is excited to see what, that scene. I think he's having fun. I think he is ramping those emotions up to like 11. So normally, like, you watch like YouTube reaction guys and they're like, oh my God, that thing, right? I think he's kind of doing that.
Doing a little bit of that.
Normally when I watch a trailer, I'll like watch it and I'll go, oh, that's kind of cool, Or like if I'm by myself, I'll go like, oh, nice.
Yeah.
But like for the most part, I don't really say anything. So I'm wondering if he knows he's being filmed, and so he's kind of doing the like,
the angle is weird, right? Like you wouldn't get that angle unless you had the camera literally right in front of you, like 3 feet away.
Yeah, y'all brutal, man, on my boy Hugh. I don't.
Hey, Hugh is my Wolverine. I mean, the man is a god, in my opinion. I love him. He is what made me a comic book fan. But I will be honest and genuine and authentic when I can be. Well, all the time, hopefully.
I like that one. I like the caveat there.
No. But no, I think he's having fun, but I also can tell that this is a little bit of a. All
right, there you have it. You guys don't even like the Wolverine. You guys detest Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine so much that you don't even like the actors have fun. That's just not right.
No.
That's just not right. That's just not right. What's going on, Bonzo? Where is he? Everything is staged. Wow. Okay, well, I think we did it, man.
We did it, Lois. We did it.
We did it. We did it. Was fairly, pretty, no blood was drawn. That was all right.
No, it's all right.
We can draw blood still if you'd like. The night is young.
There you go. Bang.
I thought you just said you're sleep deprived.
I am sleep deprived, but I'm here.
Wow, you truly are. You're
a champ.
She's a
so. How many streams have you guys have gone on to like butcher the movie?
4.
I'll be on 3 coming up here.
Wow. Yeah. So that's 4 for you. So 4 and 4. Wow.
I never want to talk about this movie again after tonight, ever.
Oh, this is it. This is the last.
Yeah. I just want to use the Men in Black like thing, that little machine they have, and just zip this movie from my brain. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Zax wants you on though tomorrow night.
You know what? I told Zax, hey, listen, now that I work in the morning, a 10 p.m. show is pretty late for me. So if I'm awake, I'll be there. And then he puts out a tweet today saying it's going to be Vex versus that. I was like, my God, it was a solid maybe.
Be like, my dude. Maybe. Yeah. Ugh.
That's messed up. But yeah, it's fun, man, having you here, Vex, because we do appreciate all the Canadian on Canadian violence. But what we really want to know is Trudeau gonna make it like basically like a rule where every new Canadian has to watch this movie and give it like a thumbs up?
Ooh.
Definitely not, because there's not enough propaganda in it.
Oh
That's
man, not enough Canadians even for Trudeau. That's what's
Well, I think there was like one Canadian joke, I think, that was like in reference to both the characters being of Canadian origin, and that's
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Which
That was
you
it.
think there would be a little bit more, because like Deadpool 1 played it up a little bit.
Mhm.
Even the X-Men movies here and there played it up. So I was a little shocked that there was a lack of like poking fun
Mm.
at
Mm.
Canadians.
That's for
It's a
the
crime. Hey guys, make sure everyone in the chat watching this live or on the replay, you all are subscribed to all these fine people on the panel. And let's do a little bit of breaking news. You guys want to join me?
How much news is breaking?
Well, apparently Gina Carano calls on Pedro Pascal, Kathleen Kennedy to testify over Mandalorian firing. Breaking on Hollywood Reporter, the actress claimed that Disney discriminated against her by turning a blind eye to politically charged posts from her male co-stars. I think this is interesting. Hollywood Reporter are fairly. Why is this here? Because yeah, there's Pedro. They're kind of side by side. Let me read a paragraph. Let's get you guys' thoughts really quickly. Gina Carano's legal battle over her firing from The Mandalorian could feature a star-studded case of witnesses, including Pascal Favreau and Bob Chapek. Can you imagine that, guys? Can you imagine that? July 26 court document previews issues to be raised in the trial, tentatively scheduled for September 25th, 2025. Oh my God. Okay.
Damn.
Such as whether Carano was under contract on February 10th, 2021, when Disney purportedly terminated her for voicing right-wing opinions on social media. Max, what say you?
This is always what the media likes to do with Gina, is that they always pose her opinions as like far right or conservative or whatever, when her stance was that people were attacking other people and people were at each other's throats due to their opposing political opinions. Not that she was on this side and you're on this side, which is what Pedro Pascal did. But people seem to rewrite history whenever they do these mainstream media journal articles or whatever. And it's frustrating. And the other thing too is that even if she was espousing right-wing beliefs or conservative beliefs, what's wrong with that? Every other Disney employee touts their the leftist ideology or their activist mindset. So why can Gina not do the same? Right? So that is what is always so disingenuous about these articles.
Vex, according to the article, another contested issue is whether Carano was treated differently than her male co-stars. In her lawsuit filed in February, she alleged that Disney and Lucasfilm turned a blind eye to others, Max, just what you said, who she said made offensive and denigrating posts directed towards Republicans. While she allegedly was fired for her cultural and religious beliefs, she pointed to Pascal's 2017 post. Oh, 2017 post. Come on, really? Look at, they don't want me to read it. Comparing former President Donald Trump to Hitler. Vex, what say you?
I said this on Max's stream on Sunday. I very much think that if Gina had not made a reference to Schnazis, if she had used any other dictator in history, no one would have batted an eye at her comments. Just for some reason, anytime you bring up Stittler or the Schnazis, people just like, they just see red. They just black out.
Okay. Let me read on a little bit more. Other posts from Pascal cited in the lawsuit included one of him comparing the United States response to those entering the country illegally to Germany's concentration camps. Favreau, meanwhile, would presumably be called to testify on whether Disney greenlit plans for a new spin-off titled Rangers of the New Republic that would have featured Carano's Cara Dune as one of its lead characters. Well, it did. And there's plenty, I'm sure there's plenty of emails and production notes on paperwork, saying so. Kennedy in 2020 confirmed production of the title.
I think the biggest thing
Last
here
part?
is that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Let
Paul.
me read this last, and then because this is like, we'll just close it up right here. Yeah.
Yeah.
As far as the story, the development comes after a federal judge last week rebuffed Disney's bid to dismiss the lawsuit. That's a win right there. District Judge Peace Garnett rejected the arguments that Carano's discrimination claim are barred by the First Amendment, finding that the actress may have been terminated from the series in retaliation for holding disfavored political beliefs. Disney has argued that it's entitled to protect its speech in the Star Wars series from association with views that it and many viewers considered offensive and contrary to its message, which it said includes respect, integrity, and inclusion. With her ousting from the Star Wars universe, Carano potentially lost out on millions of dollars. The standard contract for regular series on other spinoffs is for roughly 6 years at a base salary beginning at $150,000 to $250,000 per episode, with each season consisting up to 10 episodes. Max, go ahead, please.
Yeah, sorry. I was just going to say, I think the biggest thing here is that, like you had alluded to, the biggest win that we have right now is that we've gone to Discovery, which means that we are going to find out the text, hopefully, like the text messages, the emails, the Teams, the WhatsApp, the whatever messages that were sent behind the scenes to basically say, take her out. We're going to see all that. And I think it's going to come out sooner or later. And it's going to, I think it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be something that was professionally done. Like in terms of, I don't think they're going to have HR come in and well, we have to work up the paperwork. I think it's just going to be emails saying, oh, she said beep, bop, boop on her Twitter. We have to take her out, right? Like, I think it's going to be really petty or very unprofessional. And so if we see that from Disney, I think that's going to be a really big, really big dent in their reputation. So we'll see.
Any other closing thoughts, Vex, before I give my little
I'm just wondering if there's stuff that comes out about Pedro, because his lineup for the next 2-3 years is pretty big, pretty impressive. How is that going to, because Disney had to really scramble to pick up the pieces with the whole Jonathan Majors thing, right? Basically rewrite the entire near future of the MCU. If there's some sketchy stuff about Pedro, what's that going to do to the brand over the next 2 years?
That's a good point.
It's a great point. And with Pedro, with the Mandalorian, apparently they had to shoot his scenes for the film already because of his schedule.
Yeah,
Last of Us is done now. He did those concept shooting scenes for Fantastic Four, and now going into Fantastic Four. It's probably best that, for their sake, and citing all these different people in the potential witnesses for next year, that this goes away.
Yeah,
they just pay her off and bring her back into the fold. I think ultimately the long game that Favreau was playing is, we're going to get you back, Gina. This is going to take a minute. And certain people have to leave, but this is going to take a minute. I just would like to, I'd like to say also too, in this like very highly charged political election year, I'm never surprised by being surprised by people. Like, that's what my girlfriend says. Never be surprised, but that you still get surprised. That so many celebrities and the things they're saying now about the other side, it is vile. It is like, I'm almost turned off now to even supporting these people as actors, and I never used to be like that, like supporting their work. I've always like I can separate. I just can't believe what they're getting away with saying. I mean, even today, you have the lead singer of Green Day holding up a fake Trump head.
Yeah.
This, in comparison, is nothing.
To give you a little bit of hope, Paulie.
Hmm.
I think there's like a few isolated cases where you can say, yeah, these people are like genuine nut jobs, like the Green Day thing. I hadn't heard of that. But at the end of the day, these people are actors and they're paid to be actors. And that involves acting off screen as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I've like that's how I'm able to just like, yeah, there's like, I don't like the idea of giving money to Disney, for example, just on principle. But when it comes to actors, it's a moral gray area, sure, but they're paid to be actors. It's always been like that.
Anything? How about Fletcher?
Yeah, I think this is going to be interesting because I think what they're going to have is basically their subpoenas right now for to have like the interviews and stuff like that, and then if it goes forward to trial, then they're just giving their witness list and stuff. But I don't know how much it will affect Pedro. I don't think he's. I mean, I don't think he's got anything out there like that. But you know, it's a long way away. So I'm with everybody else. I think the discovery is going to be interesting, and let's see how it affects Disney as a whole because they've been getting sued and losing left and right.
Yeah. Hey, if a certain president gets back in the White House, who has blonde hair, I'll say that. If he gets back in the White House, I think a lot of people are going to wake up and they're going to see that post that Pedro Pascal posted a couple years back where he said like losers in 1940 and it's like a Nazi flag, and then it's like losers in 1980 and it's a Confederate flag, and then it's like losers in 2020 or 2016 and it was a Trump hat, or it was a Make America Great Again or whatever. I think a lot of people are going to rethink their decision in supporting Pedro if they find out that that was one of his takes, which will be posted in the trial, right?
Exactly.
Because because the pendulum will shift. I feel like it will shift if said president gets in the White House again. I think people are going to be more outspoken about their support for him, especially after what happened in what was it? Where was it? Pennsylvania. Yeah. So I think that's makes a good point there.
It's already happening though. Like after the I don't know if we can say the word, the snassination attempt,
just everything
right?
is
right. You never know. But like after that, you saw a flood of actors, musicians, like they all came out and showed support for him. So I think that change is already coming. It's just we're in this interesting point where you're allowed to be vocal about it now to a certain extent, which is interesting.
I got some other listen, I'm double multitasking. So got some other intel right now, courtesy of Cameron Pasha. And what is going on there at Disney in regards to this Gina Carano case and the lawsuit is that Favreau wants this lawsuit resolved in Gina's favor. Now he wants to offer her job back as Cara Dune now. But the powers that be are looking out for themselves and don't want that. And if this drags out, Favreau will be forced to film without Carano. There was also that we reported here with Cameron Pasha that there were two scripts written, one with her and one without, to move forward. The Mandalorian and Grogu film script.
When is that supposed to start filming?
It's already started. Like I said, yeah, certain parts of it.
Honestly, I don't want her to go back to Star Wars. Star Wars is lame now. She should move on to better things. Don't do Star Wars. I don't think she should be involved. It would hurt her brand if she started doing Star Wars stuff. So
she seems to be doing this all for principle too, right? So it seems like taking the job back would go completely against the precedent she's trying to set.
Exactly.
Plus the money from Elon Musk. I mean, if you're going to want something in return, including some of that sweet, sweet, sweet discovery you can post on X.
one last note there in regards to the in-house, and was that there's delusional thinking there, and nobody's thinking about the bigger implications there. That doesn't surprise me. They're so dysfunctional over there at Disney. They're Disney lawyers. So what was the main problem coming in from in-house Disney and Lucasfilm lawyers who are telling Bob Iger not to settle, as we can win this thing. This is delusional thinking, as I believe, as a former attorney, that Gina has a real case with a solid chance for victory. So there you go. Some big news. Yeah, some big news. Man, we actually got people back, and people are watching. Wonderful. But we're going to close it out. We've been here. It's been wonderful. Over 90 views, however it's counted, X and YouTube. Let's go around and thank our wonderful people for being here. What you guys got going on next? MVP Max.
Yeah, thank you again for having me on, brother. I greatly appreciate it. It's always fun getting to see you like in person. I think I've actually seen you in person. Like we've actually hung out more than streamed together, which is crazy.
Right.
So it's great to see you again. Great to be on the show, and thank you for allowing Vex and I to shake things up a bit and full gloves off. So yeah, I will have every Friday night on my channel, I have a comic book show. And then Sunday mornings is Warhammer with the girls, X-Ray Girl, Kara, Steph from My Nerdy Home. We're going to get a couple other ladies on there, but we build Warhammer, paint Warhammer, do Legos and all kinds of fun, crafty stuff like that. And then Sunday nights is Max's Man Cave. Vex and I were just on last Sunday's Max's Man Cave, where we talked about our Deadpool and Wolverine take. So yeah, a lot of really fun stuff, live shows, and my channel mainly consists of comic books and Warhammer. That's kind of my forte, my niche, and that's where I like to stay. So yeah, it's always great to see you, brother, and thanks for having me on.
Thank you. All right, there she is, Troublemaker. Go ahead.
Oh, well, now that you've identified me one, here's a cameo or a scene we could have gotten. There you go.
Oh no. Wait, give me 38 seconds.
Hold on, I'll change
it.
It's changed, okay.
Give me a few seconds.
Thank you for having me back on. I actually would have liked us to discuss this a little bit more because I think you can really pick apart this movie, but it is what it is. I'm happy people enjoyed it. If you want to hear more of my take, I did put out a Deadpool video yesterday.
Yes.
Good stuff. It's so damn good.
Oh, thank you.
It's seriously so freaking good. Yeah.
Thank you. I think I've had a long legs video that works for a while. Oh.
It's true. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's gonna come out sometime soon. But if not, Alien Romulus is the next thing I'm planning because I'm really excited for that movie. So that'll be the next thing on the channel. But I live stream a lot, so just follow me on Twitter or YouTube. Username is Vex Electronica on everything. If it's like literally, I have that username on every single platform you can think of.
You're still doing the gaming streams, Vex? I had your gaming channel on there.
Yeah, I kind of abandoned the gaming channel just because it's hard to manage two channels at once, I've noticed. So I'm recalibrating the gaming side of things into a new venture if I have time. Really, yeah.
All right. Well, I want to thank all our guests, our panel, Derek, the DA, Vex, Max, Tom Midnight's Edge, who popped on in, our producer, Fletcher Williams, our members of the channel. Members, you just got an exclusive video that I put up. We were able to get
footage. You're muted, Paulie.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, but you're coming in through the speakers.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Can you talk?
Oh my!
We can hear.
The wrong mic is coming through though.
Yeah, the wrong mic. Uh-oh.
Anyone hear me?
We can hear you, but you're coming in from the wrong mic.
Oh, okay. Hold on. That's so weird. Okay, so
how can is that better?
Perfect.
That's
better.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yes.
It's so weird. Just because I like my hand hit the mic, the settings changed.
Yeah, that was weird.
It's the power of the multiverse.
Yeah.
Take two. Let's take two. All right. If you're a member of the channel, we put up some exclusive footage of the panel of Cobra Kai actors, Billy Zabka, Martin Krove, Sholomani Dueña at GalaxyCon recently. Someone's filmed it for us, and I did a whole editing job on it. So that's up for you guys right now. So if you're a member, go and check that out and enjoy it. If you're not, you got to become a member now. We offer exclusives like that. We're going to be doing a movie watch party coming up in about within the next week with Paul Chato. We're going to check out the great Brazilian film, the crime drama City of God. That is one of the.
Such a good movie. Oh, my
maybe
goodness.
you can come join us. 2 Canadians. There you go.
When is this?
Well, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Also, too, want to thank you if this is your first time here at the Slant. Because please consider subscribing. We have new shorts as well on what's been going on in Venezuela. We have now political videos we're doing in our political show on Fridays. We're gonna start that regularly a week from Friday, coming up on the 9th of August. Mr. Reagan is going to be our guest. Mr. Reagan is going to be our guest, talking about this political season. So much craziness going on, and it almost seems like daily there's something to talk about. So once again, thank you all guys in the chat. Thank you to everyone here. Let's do a hard out. Am I good, Fletcher? Can I go do a hard out? Am I good?
Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
All right. Adios. Say adios, everybody. Say adios.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, guys. Take care.